Hello! I'm live. What Gowdy, the frickhead, says, thought you're still on idiot holiday. Yeah, well, I'm back. I got back today. How about that? All holidays must come to an end. And we're back, baby! How about that? Alright, now I'm back to playing some video games. Early and not hetero. Yeah. As early as could be. How about that, buddy? How about that? Alright, let's continue with the bloody game, you bloody bastard. Alright, I got to like the India level. At a Shiva's house. How about that? Like holiday? That's your holiday. You're the only one having holidays around here, buddy. How about that? I was jealous because I went on a holiday and you didn't. And now you're coping and sneeding. Wait, how do I get this full screen? Guess that's as close to full screen. Oh no! Why's my controller not working? Oh, now it's working. Turned out I had to plug in the controller properly. 3-4 goes on vacation. That's you! It's probably you that went on vacation, you bastard. How about that? How about that, you bloody bastard? Alright, let's see what level we have to do. How about that? Called... Oh, look at that. There's a level right there. Ballroom dance party. We're a baller dance party. Baller, bitch. Oh shit, I forgot the controls. Oh, no. I forgot the controls, dude. What's this button do? Oh, so that's how you steal their stuff. Now we know. Destroyed. Alright, where's this level again? Over there. Oh, we know. Got him. Well, what the hell? Get out of here. Oh, I missed the jump. Disaster. What a bloody disaster, mate. Alright, look, we found the level. I was jealous, because I go to more levels than you. How about that? You would have never found this level. You would have just been saving your entire life.
Hello, I'm here for the dance.
Hello, sir.
Huh? Sorry, sir, but we have a dress code. You got a tuxedo?
No.
Oh, mate, you didn't meet the code.
Sorry, pal. No tux, no entry.
Get out of here, you bum. A local sheep farmer
Sorry, Sly.
all ship in to pay for 3-4's vacation to foreign countries to give cheap pussies a break. Yeah, it's a good grift.
Don't beat
How about
yourself
that?
up, Bentley. At a
All
party this
expenses
risky, there
paid,
has to be a
bitch!
penguin suit around here somewhere.
Penguin
Try the
suit.
guest house. Someone may have overpassed.
Pengu. There we go. Truth revealed. Oh. Oh, what the frick? Got him. Bloody bastard. That was an easy... Wait, what's that? I can hear a bottle. You hear that? Hear that, chat? There it is. Easy. Got him. Oh, wait, I hear another bottle. Where is it? Where's the bloody bottle? Oh, there it is. Found it. Oh, this is like a secret area. Surely there's something around here. Look at this. How's this not a secret area? I thought there would be like a weapon here or something. Sex Pest Control Fund. Yeah. Hey. Get you loads of money. How about that, baby? Alright, we're going in. We're doing the level. How about that? You're just jealous. Probably could have never got to this level, dude.
Okay, Bentley. I'm in position inside
Okay.
the guest house. Have any intel for me?
Well, I recommend
Did you
searching
enjoy
all
your
the rooms.
gaycation? Actually, it was you that went on gaycation. I had a normal vacation. Actually, dude. Yeah, it was pretty good.
What do I look for inside the rooms?
Had a long weekend, but now I'm back.
Ransack the place until you find part of a tuxedo.
Any plan which involves ransacking is okay with me.
You're sacked, you bastard! Whack 'em and sack 'em. Riffle's jealous of the unlimited sheep bussy supplies. Hey, stop doxing my frickin' sheep, dude! Alright, where do I find this stupid frickin' tuxedo? Uh-oh.
Not all of the guests are. So be on
God.
careful lookout for
Let me in.
problems. I don't want any bad press from this event.
Bad bastard press. Uh-oh. Guy. Let's frick him up. Oh, how many of these guys are there? We'll just fight them. Not gonna be a coward. Don't be a coward, you bastard! Ya sheep bastard! Monkey frick. Oh, oh wait, he's still alive. Got him. We did it, you bastard! Alright, so where do we find this thing? Oh, look at that, we found a shirt. Let's go! Alright, what else can we find? Is that it? Is there only like one thing per room, or what? Or is there multiple, like, things? Who bloody knows? Look at that TV. Idiot TV, more like it. Maybe there's only one thing for every room, who knows? Well, I tried. We got loads of money! Sorry, we can't all be cat fuckers. Gee! Mate, some people are just jealous of other people's lifestyle choices. What can you do? Galdophilias exposed. How about that? Exposed by his fellow countrymen. How does that even happen?
This is Rajad's room. Stay sharp. He's probably got extra security.
Oh, come on. Bloody snake. They're snaking me. Watch this. Oh no! Yeah, fat frick. Destroyed. Alright. So where do we find the frickin' tuxedo parts? Dowdy was exposed, it's true. Alright, where's this frickin' tuxedo? It's just like one of those where do I go levels. Just put the tuxedo in a frickin' obvious spot, like a suitcase or something. How could that just happen to me? Alright, it's not there. Is there a bastard up here? Oh, there's this frickin' snake! Snake idiot. Snake frick. Oh no! Oh, I messed it up. Yadi, is it true Kim Jong-il got a giant 20-inch it? Mate, who knows? Gowdy's the one in the know! How about that? Alright, watch this. Oh, watch this. I'm gonna pickpocket this bloody bastard. Oh, look at that. A pen! Silver pen, let's go! Oh no. Oh, look at that, mate. We got the shoes. Get your dance shoes on, mate. Got those Nikes, bud. We got my Yeezys. We got the Yeezys, let's go! Alright, now where do we go? These levels are ridiculous. Oh, what? Did I leave the level? How did I supposed to know that? Do I have to do all this shit again? Oh, no, I don't. How was I supposed to know that I would leave the level? There should have at least been a pop-up. Do you want to exit the level? Oh, now all the enemies are back. You gotta be kidding me. Yowdy said he knows facts. Yowdy said he knows that a fact that's true because he sucked it himself. There you. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. These fat bastards are trying to get me. Bloody fat bastard. Oh shit, there's another one. Leg it. Alright, we're out. We're free! Alright, where's the exit? Where's the exit, dude? We got $400! How do I get out of here? Alright, you're done, buddy. Done and dusted. What's up with this camera? Alright, another room. Let's go! Let's get these baladas. Oh wait, did we freaking do this one? I'm out. Shit! Leg it! Alright, we're back. Back and... Oh shit, a snake. Snake, you're done. Alright, let's get this guy first. Big bladder bastard. This monkey can go down! Oh, come on! Monkey bastard. Oh, I didn't know you had a charge up! How was I supposed to know that? All Asians are twins. Yeah? Now you know the truth. Look, you have a charge up attack and it didn't even tell me. How was I supposed to know that? Oh, come on, where's this frickin'... Where's this suit piece? Where could it be? Racist dum-dum. That's racist! Jowdy exposed as a social justice warrior. It is what it is. Shills for Anita Sarkeesian. How about that? That's racist, dude! Alright, we got $400. How about that? You're just jealous. You a bit jealous there, dude? The rug. Is there a secret behind the rug? Nah. Well, I tried. We found another room, let's go! Wokey Wokophilia.
You might
Yeah.
need to use your stealth attack in here.
We have a stealth?
Remember, the triangle button knocks guys up into the air, and the
Oh, that
square
attack.
button brings them down hard.
Go down. Hard! You'll go down hard! Destroyed. Yeah, snake, yeah. Stop trying to snake me, you bastard. Wokey Wokophilia exposed. That's racist, dog! Another Sarkeesian ally, you're done. Oh, come on, where's this frickin' thing? Broke Jowdy, yeah, he's got no money, got no style. It is what it is in the Jowdyverse. Broke as a joke. What can you do? Where's this frickin' suit piece? This is ridiculous. Come on. Oh, there we go. Bow tie. We're tied. Let's go. Alright, look, we got $550. Hey, you wish you had that much money. But you just don't got it. You ain't got no money. 3-4 is married to a black woman. Abo Brucey as a friend calling each other woke. That's false, dude. It's probably you that has the Abo wife. It's probably you. SMP exposed for having a Dravidian wife. Truth revealed. Truth revealed. What can you do? Oh, come on, you bastard! Alright, we got it.
That's it. Now that you've got a
there's
complete
enemies still here.
tuxedo, the doorman will let you into the ballroom.
Alright, we're in. Is this gonna teleport me out? Nope. Oh shit. Oh, come on, that didn't even kill him! Frickin' hacks. There we go. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here! Get away from these snakes trying to frick me over. Bloody snake bastards. Alright, where's the exit? Hey yo, where the exit at? We got the suit, buddy. You probably don't even own a suit. How about that? You probably don't even own a suit, you broke bastard. Ya brokey jokey, don't even own no suits. How about that, dude? Oh, watch this. This guy's done. I'm gonna pickpocket him too. Steal his money. Oh, gold ring. Now we're talking. Now you're talking, you bastard. Destroyed. Alright, where do we go? It's one of those where do I go levels. How do I get up there? We figured it out. Let me in, ya balada. Oh, what's this? Oh, look at that. We found the secret area. Oh, mate, look at that. No, go that way. Yeah, go get the bottle, ya balada bastard. Oh, mate. Oh, what's this? Oh, what does that do? Oh, would you look at that? We found a thing. Oh, I think you got to take these back to the headquarters or something. Oh, another bottle. Oh, look at that, mate. We're on the bottle. Stay glad, not mad. We're on the bottle. And you're just jealous. Gonna get this guy. Gonna get him! Owned! 3-4's on furry watch. Mate, you're just jealous because I can play better games than you. How about that? Besides, this game doesn't even have any sheep in it, so what's your problem, dude? What's your major malfunction, you balada bastard? Oh shit! Oh shit! Snake, you're done. You just got snaked! Alright, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Watch this, watch this. And we're in. We did it. 3-4 said Sly Cooper he would try to pooper. That was you that said that, you balada bastard. Alright, let's see how much money we got. Sell loot. Oh, look at that, mate. $60! Oh, $300? That's epic. Combat dodge. Now we're talking. Yeah, I'll get that too. Snake Gang exposed! Alright, look at that. We got a combat dodge. I don't know how to use it. We got all these new power-ups. I don't even know how to use them. Come on, yeah, bloody elephant frick. Alright, let's get this bladder bastard. What's this? A gold! Oh, silver medal. Oh, we ain't even going for gold. It is what it is. Oh, okay. Alright, we did it. We got $100,000. Now what? Watch this. You're done! Oh, didn't even see it coming. You bastard! Wrecked. Alright. We're through. Alright, now what's this?
You got your tuxedo now, sir?
We got a good sir. You don't
Of
even
course
own
I
a
do.
suit.
I'm here to dance.
Then come on
Let's
in.
dance, dude. Alright, we're in.
Your tuxedo
Hey, you wouldn't
disguise
even
is
be able to
working
get into this
perfectly.
party, mate.
No
You don't
one
even
will
own a suit.
recognize you in that outfit. Now, during
Where's
the
your
heist,
suit,
you
bud?
need to dance with Carmelita to keep both her and the crowd distracted. The only problem is
Distract
she's
these
picky about
nuts.
dance
Got him.
partners, so you'll need to impress her first.
All right, I know just the girl for the job.
That's how you do it. Hello,
Constable
madam.
Mila, you look lovely this evening.
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
I used to chase after you back in Paris.
Wow,
Paris?
just wow.
Sly Cooper? You aren't by any chance here to turn yourself in? Old Ironsides would fall out of her dress.
As good as that sounds, how about a dance first?
A
Enchanté.
dance? How does this work? I didn't know this was a dancing minigame. I assume this is a minigame.
Try to memorize.
Oh no, it's one of these types of
Now your
minigames.
turn.
It's a freaking Dance Dance Revolution. What is this? Sicko motherfucker game. Hey mate, this is what the people wanted. Mate, you voted for this, remember? How much of this do I have to do?
Are
There you go.
using me to get at Old Ironsides?
Yes, I am. Do you mind?
Not at all.
There you go. So, oh, how many of these do you have to do? I didn't know this would be like a Dance Dance Revolution frickin' minigame. I guess it makes sense. It's what was popular at the time. Is that square? Yeah, it was
Nice.
square. Hey, this is tough.
That fellow is very graceful.
If only you moved spice shipments as well.
Oh, no.
Silence.
It's a bit spicy. Oh, now we gotta do double. Hey, how many of these are there? Triangle, circle, triangle. Every single PS2 games has a Dance Dance Revolution frickin' minigame in it.
Lovely.
Gowdy loves the cat lady. He's the Galdophilia. Oh, I pressed the wrong one at the end. Whoops.
Thank you. That was
Thank you, good
delightful.
sir.
Thank you,
First
Constable
try,
Mila.
bitch!
After all, it takes two to tango.
Yes. And
Two
three
to
is
tango,
always
really?
a crowd. Neela, your friend here is quite an accomplished dancer. I tried to make him look good. Please, Neela. His skills far
Please, just
surpass you.
please.
Perhaps later you and I
Gowdy
might
says
share a
meow.
dance, Miss.
Oh.
Miss Fox.
We
Carmelita
want
Fox.
justice for the cats!
I accept.
We're in, baby. Alright, we did it. How about that? Justice for the cats! Gowdy wanted to be the next Dragon Lord Frodo. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Oh, okay. Alright, what's the next mission we have to do? Oh, we gotta be the purple fat fuck. We gotta be the fat fuck. Oh, no. We gotta play as ZXV. It's tough. Gowdy wanted to be the next Shane Dawson. Where does this go? I'm on the road to nowhere because I don't know where the heck to go. One of those types of levels. Oh, there's a bottle over there. Alright, how do we get to that bottle? Uh-oh. No, you balada bastard. Oh, there's another one. There's two. Watch this. You are done. You're done! Alright, we'll get two. Alright, so there's one here. That one's easy. Alright, look, we only got a couple more to go. Whoa, 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 where are you going, buddy? This way. Gowdy is like Peter over there. Oh, no. Oh, got it. Look at that. Easy as pie. Well, what the? I didn't even mean to go down here. Oh, but we found another bottle. How about that? Uh-oh. Oh, it's two! Just too good, mate. Oh, we're nearly there. Wait, I hear another one. Where is it? I hear another bottle. I don't know where it is. Where could it be? Gowdy said Onision did nothing wrong. Whoa. Just whoa. It's a stupid bottle. I can hear it. Where is this stupid bottle? I just don't know. Oh shit. Disaster. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's under here. Now we know. Oh, what's this? It's a bottle and a thing. Epic. Look at that. We only got two. Oh, shit! It's on a timer. How was I supposed to know? Get up, you bloody bastard! Shit. Oh, that wasn't too hard. Jane Dawson. Well, he's Dawson's son. Gowdy said... Gowdy's like Dawson, except much more obviously gay. It's true! Alright, let's buy another gadget. Sure. Alright, I gotta be the purple frick. There's a whammon. Mate, that has yet to be proven. How about that? Yet to be proven in a court of law, mate. How about that, buddy? Alright, where do I go? Oh, we're here.
That chopper is a menace to
Chopper
all
busted.
future aerial operations while on this job.
Yeah, it's all covered in missiles and guns and stuff.
Now, be a team player and
Shoot
take
it
out with
down.
that
Oh, it's
rusty
the turret
T4
section.
turret.
Okay, I had a potato gun once. I'll bet it works just the same.
It's the same, dude. Mate, it's a frickin' turret level.
Hit buttons fast to keep your strength up.
What?
Hit buttons fast to
Hit
keep
buttons.
your strength
What
up.
the hell does that mean? Okay, well that was weird.
Use
I'm
the
pressing
left
buttons, dude.
analog stick to aim.
It's the mandatory turret level.
Firing for too long. Your gun will
Oh
and
shit.
you'll have to wait for it to cool down.
I hate turret sections.
Shut off on that chopper. Shoot down the enemy missiles before they hit you.
These missiles are frickin' annoying. Oh, I hate turret levels, and every PS2 game has one. Every PS2 game has the mandatory shitty turret level. And I don't know why. Oh, look at that one. Oh yeah, helicopter bastard. Shit, I can't shoot. How many frickin' missiles are there? Oh, come on. Oh, finally.
Triumphant!
Every time.
Skies all clear.
Clear blue skies, how about that? Your mum doesn't count. It's true.
All right, boys, we're ready for the next phase.
Alright, boyos.
My plan to get at the clockwork wings requires the use of the electric winch above the ballroom. To
Let's
get
go.
control over the device, I'll
Oh,
need to
what?
hack the computers in Rajad's
Hackers, we're
boardroom.
Lizard Squad.
Plus, we'll need an extra strong saw blade to cut the wings off the statue. To make a saw blade that durable, I'll need Sly to steal the gems off the headdresses on Rajad's prize elephants.
Let's get him.
And finally, I'll take to the field with my remote control helicopter and nullify the palace's surface-to-air defenses. That should clear
Surface-to-air
things
defenses?
up for
What
the
the hell?
heist.
What is going on, buddy? Yowdy's mum. Alright, I play as Sly. He's the main character of this freaking game. I don't play as these other fricks. So let me play as the main freaking character, dude. Oh wait, I gotta go frick up the elephants or something. How do we do that? Alright, how do we get the elephants' jewels? How do we get the jewels, dude? Elephant rampage. Oh shit. I went the wrong way. Get me up, you bastard. Got him. Alright, what is this?
Sly, we need
Sly,
to find
good
a way
sir.
to get Rajad's prize elephants out of their pen.
I don't know, Bentley. That door looks pretty heavy. Maybe I can crawl on that
Hey,
hole
where does
under the
Hat go?
steps and find an alternate
Where's Sly's
route.
hat? What is going on? He's glitching. Oh, what did he say? I was too busy looking at the hat. What did he say? How do I get in there? Oh no. I don't know what to do because I wasn't listening. Disaster. I guess I gotta go that way? How do I get the elephants out? Let me out. I was too busy not listening. It's a disaster. What a bloody disaster, mate. Maybe start listening, why no? What if I don't feel like it? Oh, come on. Oh, no. Can I play that cutscene again? Suffer! Suffer, dude! Alright, I'm gonna do a different mission. I'll change missions and come back to this one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Got him. Oh, what the heck? There we go. Alright, I don't know what to do for that mission, so I'm going to do a different one, and then come back to it. Yeah, okay, I'll do a different mission then. I'll do a different mission, because I wasn't bloody listening. Disaster. Alright, I'll do the turtle mission. Turtle's like the worst character. Right, we're gonna hack him. I got a bunch of upgrades, but I don't know what they do. Or supposed upgrades. Playing as the Jowdy. It is what it is. Jowdy's self-insert, but what can you do? Gotta go all the way over there? Jeez Louise. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Suffer! Insert these nuts, how about no, bitch? Oh no. This character sucks. No one likes the nerd character. How do I even kill this guy? He refuses to die. There we go. Just gotta bomb him. Where do I go? How do I get up there? Wow, just wow. What is Gowdy up
What's
to?
your status?
I'm in position with the RC
I'm in
chopper.
position,
All
nerd.
systems are go to neutralize their surface-to-air defenses. We're going to
Let's
need free reign
go.
of the sky during the heist.
Well, be careful. Chopper parts aren't cheap.
Hostile has been sighted.
Hey,
Frick him.
use the left analog stick to steer the chopper and hit the X button to drop bombs. If you
Whoa,
lose
what
track
the
of Jeep,
frick is
project
this?
a holographic targeting arrow. Follow it back into the action.
This is the most craziest freaking level I've ever seen.
Launching missiles. Turn hard to dodge them.
I'm gone, missiles. Yeah. Avoiding the missiles, dude. How'd that miss? Look at that. Arrest this bloody bastard. Oh shit. What a disaster, literally. Die, you bastard. Get back here, you bloody bastard. Stop going the wrong way.
Nice.
Owned!
That jeep's out of commission and we'll have clear skies for the heist.
Well, that level was easy. Shout out, my friend. Try finger butthole. Thank you for hanging out. How you doing, Dan? How you doing, my friend? How was Doom? Shout out to Furious Dan. Go like and subscribe to Dan. He's simply epic. He's the best Hispanic in the sector. He has Dark Ninja one-upped by about 1,000,000 times. I think Dan was Hispanic, from what I remember. Best Mexican in the sector, bud. Doom's great. Yeah, that's good. It looks good. I'm stuck. Where do we go? Basto. He's El Basto. Go like and subscribe. Alright, I went the wrong way. Alright, I'm gonna do that mission again where I wasn't listening and didn't know what to do, so I'll try that mission. Gotta choose someone as being Hispanic, Tree 4. It was true! He's Puerto Rican, not Mexican. Well, there you go. Hey, brother, from Puerto Rico, bro! From Puerto Rico, ese! See, that's my Hispanic, that's my Hispanic impression. I thought it was pretty good. Puerto Rican, not Mexican. My bad, bro, my bad. So, I mean, just by being Puerto Rican and not Mexican, he's already better than Dark Ninja, so... Just goes without saying. That was good. Glad you liked it. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this other mission. Because I didn't know what to do with that elephant mission. There was a cutscene and I wasn't listening and I had no idea where to go. Wrecked. Look at that guy. He's done. Done and dusted. Puerto Ricans are work for Romans, are you? See? There you go. Wait, what was the next mission? Wait, I hear a bottle! Where is it? I hear a bottle, dude. How do I get up there? Very fine people. Best people in the world. Alright. Where the heck do I go? So I need to get on top of this building somehow. Holy crap. How do I get up there? Oh, look at that. Another bottle. We just need one more. Yeah, I love to see it. Alright, no, this is not where we go. 3-4 Thieves is a bottle he can't have. Give me my bottle, dude! Oh, look! Last bottle too! Let's go! No! Don't do the level, get the bottle! Oh, no. Oh, I'll have to go back for it. Look, it made me force me to do the level. Disaster.
Murray's rotund features prevent him from fitting through the drain pipe. So
Play
we'll
some
need
bass
you to
Shaggy.
unlock the vault room
Yeah, I guess I
from
can do
the
that.
inside.
What's Shaggy up to?
I've heard through a reliable source
Yeah.
that the guards
Oh shit,
keep
Shaggy's
a
live?
combination written beneath one of their break tables.
Shaggy's live,
So
dude.
you want me to crawl under each till I find it?
That's the idea.
We gotta find him, you bloody bastard. Wait, I'm trying to set this up properly. I gotta set up the Shaggy stream. Not even there, I can't hear him. Where's Shaggy? Did he just finish? Oh, come on, I just got gypped. He's done. He saw I was gonna start playing and then he ran away like a coward. Oh well, too late. It's too bloody late, mate. It's too late, but what can you do? Non-content as usual. Alright. We're going for an hour. Alright, should we listen to Shaggy C for an hour? I'll put the speed up as well. Yeah, we'll put it at 1.35, so then we don't have to endure it as long. Average Shaggy non-10. I did. You did, it's true. What's this? Oh, look at that gold medal. Going for gold, buddy! Alright, where do we go? Go up. Go up. There we go. Oh, what the? This guy's got a freaking torch. It's a bit outrageous. Oh shit. Not quite what I wanted to do. Get up, you bastard.
No code here.
Where's the freaking code? We need the code. Oh shit.
This table doesn't have the code.
Give me the code, you bastard. Destroyed! Look, Shaggy's not even there. Oh, I forgot to press play. That'll do it.
This ain't gonna be news to anyone. This ain't news
not
to anyone, what I'm
news,
about to
dude.
say here. But, I've been watching The Gun recently
You've been watching The Gun.
you know, on the Kino
Watching
Casino.
the better content. What
For those
can
of you who don't keep up with the Rage Pig, because not everyone does.
I'm raging, dog.
Not everyone does. He is often used as filler content by various people. He's basically a Wings of Redemption variant at this point.
He's a
But
wangs.
for those who still, you know, even Ashton says,
Oh, come on.
you know, the Ralph segments aren't any good. It's trash. And he's
That
the
was
one
not
serving it
worth
up.
it.
Like I was in the casino the other night. I said, I'm gonna go back 3 hours and watch the Ralph segment because I'm
In
just
the
getting off
casino
work.
there,
And
bud?
He says, Ashton says, Shaggy, do you really want to go back
Oh, Shaggy's a
and
famous
watch
caller
the
of the
Ralph
Kino Casino
content?
at this
It's not
point.
very good.
It's not that
Like,
good.
and he makes the point
You
that you know,
coping there, dude?
Ralph sucks now.
Come on, Ralph's the king.
And I disagree on that point. Ralph is a
What a cool game. This is on Steam
that's
or
ironic. Ralph
emulated.
once
Oh, this
told
is a
me
PS2 emulator, mate.
It is
PS2 emulator. I
I
don't think
find
it's
that
on
to be
Steam.
hilarious. That is an epic win right there
Epic
because
ownage, dude. Alright.
you know it's just so fucking
How are you
classically
doing,
ironic.
I've
done some
esoteric archivism.
stupid shit in my
This is
time.
one of those where do I go
But-
levels.
I haven't been chased out of the United States
Ralph
by my own
always
failures.
sucked low. Mate, he brings
You know,
the
I haven't
content.
like I'm not living
It's
in
5-star
some Mexican's
days,
backyard.
buddy.
right. Like I don't
Mexican
get my
cunt
ass
shit.
kicked
Oh,
every time I
no.
leave the country.
Okay, that does actually happen, though.
And Ralph is
Every time Ralph leaves the country, he
ironically,
gets his
you know,
ass kicked.
his only source of income is to be a disgrace.
How do I get
Much
the
like
freaking
Nick
code?
Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos,
Don't
it's his
see
job.
any code.
It's literally his job
Another
to
taste
be a
in
professional
the subway.
disgrace, whether online, if he's, you know, screaming
It's a
Heil
stupid
Hitler
code.
drunkenly.
I've never done that.
I mean, lately, I'll get into his recent fuck-ups. Maybe we'll watch them, but, like, you know, Ashton says the Rage Pig is born. No,
Ashton.
you know, he's gonna die soon, and that's gonna be, like, I think he's gonna go out like a fucking torch. I don't think he's gonna just get her. I think he's gonna explode. I think it's gonna be explosive. At least I'm hoping it is. I mean, Ralph is, like, literally fucking...
He's dying.
saying his own son doesn't want anything to do with it. His own son. He's telling.
Brain dead take Jenny.
It's fuck. He's telling his own son.
Jenny? It's
Well, fuck you then, bitch. I'm not even kidding. Like on
Did
it.
Ralph
like,
actually do that?
It's,
That's crazy.
well, fuck you
This is
then,
it.
bitch. I'm still working on my Ralph impression. Okay. It's but like it's
We
bad
got
right
the
now. for
code,
guy,
buddy.
right?
We got the
Like,
nuclear codes.
You know, if you're not up to date with his recent like
Nice work.
retardations, just like fuck off. Don't watch the stream. I'm not gonna like go through all of them. There's literally too many to count. But to sum
Oh,
it up, like, it used to be, like, at the beginning of his career, he was like, if Ralph was gonna holler at it, that
I'm
meant
gonna
he was,
holler!
like, he was he was a pretty effective troll back in the day. He was pretty effective,
King of the Trolls.
you know, conversationalist as well. In an argument, in an honest to God argument, he would not only just
What is
fucking,
this?
you know, decimate you with
Did
like,
it
logical
decimate it?
points, but he would also like mock you brutally,
The Murray
just tear you down
Award.
savagely. These days, Ralph is so fucked up and brain
Like
damaged
the
from alcohol
Euros.
and violence, as we all know. Like he can barely hold a conversation, and like literally, he can't tell friend from foe. He's like punched.
Can't tell friend
He
from
can't
foe.
fucking.
Does Ralph even have any friends
like,
nowadays? Who's Ralph's
he-
friend?
You and me, pal.
It's to the point of
Side by
wall
side.
Who's,
count because
who's in the
Ralph
Alpha Male's corner?
literally attacks everything.
Raider Wolf, I guess.
He's like
I
a
think.
rabid feral hog,
I'm in.
just snarling viciously at everything. And the thing is, like, the scene I've been replaying it again and again, where he's drunkenly screaming Heil Hitler. Ashton was bored with it by that point. Ashton didn't even have anything to say other than a tired "Whoa, buddy."
Whoa,
it's like,
buddy!
like Ashton's been falling for you. I kind of find it funny because
Whoa, just whoa.
Ralph is really good at turning
Playing into
everything
frickin'
that would either be
Euros.
something nice in his life, whether it's something beautiful like a wife and a child, or something small like a song he can relate to, into a personal L. Like Kanye,
I relate to that song.
Heil Hitler song is a joke to most people, but Kanye can
It's a
pretty
joke,
much
don't-
relate to every lyric.
Yeah.
Every bit of that song,
timeless.
including the part about being a cuck, you know, including like
Okay, that is sort of funny.
you know, being banned off all social media, including having his kids taken.
When's a Alpha
you know,
Male getting
including
back
being
on
called
YouTube?
like a racist. Like Ralph actually can relate to the Kanye West Heil Hitler song. It's almost like it's about him. But rather than just enjoying that
Pack up a lot of
and
bastards.
using that as like a personal fuel to like, you know, have energy on stream and feel good about himself, that like this hero of his, who I think is a complete clown by the way, is now
Clown,
like making songs that, you know, pretty
A
much
clown
tell
to
his own
someone that
personal
literally
story,
sounds
leaving
like
out
he's
some
been
of
s-
the- well, no,
nothing
even
alien.
covering the degenerate shit.
That's
but
tough.
like he has to get really fucked up and drunk, and like he makes himself literally. I
We're
reminded
in,
of
baby.
the retarded Klansman from Wolfenstein. With the Nazis scolding him, it's like, Jesus Christ, you guys are fucking it all up.
Dude,
You
it's
make-
from a video
you
game.
make Nazis ashamed to be Nazis, and I see Ralph just screaming, "Hi Hitler, hi Hitler!" Like, hello there, Hitler. And
Hello,
it's
good
literally the
sir.
scene from Wolfenstein. It's like, no, the Nazis don't want you, Ralph. No one wants you, and that includes the
Oh
Nazis.
no, he died. Gowdy died.
Back to reality, Ralph. You're Ethan Ralph. You're not getting invited
He's
to
the Ralph
Kanye
the
West's event.
Yeah, he is.
Like,
He's going to get front row
Nick
seats.
Fuentes is pretty fucking like
Okay, I'm in.
horrible, but he's not stupid.
Just
He's
awful.
gay. He's evil. He's a rat.
Rat bastard.
He's Mexican. He definitely isn't white. He's many bad things, but he isn't
He's the
stupid.
Mexican leader of the white
Like,
race.
somebody
I
can
thought
make
we
that
went
much
over
money.
this.
Like, yeah, I know he's in celibate.
He's a based insult.
He's a man child. He's all the bad things. Like, he's
Come
just,
on, we
he's
already
a
like
terrible
Fuentes,
thing.
Shaggy.
Terrible,
You don't have
terrible
to
thing.
sell him
He
anymore.
attracts people like esoteric Shaggyism, who, one thing I find hilarious about that, for a while esoteric Shaggyism, I think still, on some of his accounts,
So
he used
Shaggy,
this
no!
image of my face in a Kanye West 2024 hat, right? Because the first time Kanye West started challenging the system, I really
Shaggy
supported
liked
it. Like,
Kanye
Roger.
before it was cool.
And I made a video, and I was like, yeah, you know, like Kanye's being based. But when
But
Kanye started
based.
like claiming that, you know, he was God and needed to be treated like
Yeah,
God,
come on.
Kanye
Only Joseph Smith's
decided
allowed to do
have
that,
his
dude.
wife walk around naked. When Kanye
Oh, come on. What are these
started,
nerds doing here?
having his wife giving him head in public, announcing Jesus, saying that he was grateful to the Jews for making porn, flip-flopping on his positions on pretty much
Something to be
everything.
grateful
It
for,
became
mate.
clear that he was in
Look at the
fact simply
positives.
insane. And I stopped supporting anything Kanye related because I don't like his music. It actually sucks.
Too
Other
much
than
of a
this-
contrarian,
Ironically, the best
Shaggy.
thing he's ever made is Heil Hitler, which is actually a really great song.
Level
especially the Motown
tree.
version. But and I'll get back to Ralph in a minute, just to segue on one of his minions, because that's ultimately how SOS Shaggy ended up as a minion to the Gunt. You know,
He
taking
got gunted.
taking it up the ass from the 2-inch porker, just like Dingo and all the others. But like back in the day, I was the guy who was saying like, you know what, Kanye's got some points, and he made fun of me. But now Kanye has fucked up, and like no one.
How many of these
supports him
frickin' bastards are there?
seriously. Like people will laugh when he does something funny, that's for damn sure. But no one actually takes him seriously, except like liberals and retarded
Libtards.
groypers like Esoteric Shaggyism,
You're
who now is supposed to
libtarded,
worship
dude.
him as a god.
Libtard
because,
mulatto
you know,
bastards.
He's a groyper. He has to do whatever the fuck he says and defend whatever fucking retarded position Nick Fuentes takes. Nick Fuentes takes retarded positions for a living. Like, this
That's
is a guy
true.
who used to, like, go at me because, like, he felt I said stupid shit online. He is now on Twitter, where all he does is defend stupid shit.
Stupid
like, a
bastard.
literal, like, the David Duke's replacement.
David
You know,
Duke's
spews on the
replacement.
internet. He
Who?
has to defend all that shit. He has to defend every retarded
Nick
thing
Fuentes
he
ain't no
does
David
and
Duke,
says.
buddy. David Duke was a state senator.
I don't know
Nick
why
Fuentes
this
hasn't got
dude,
elected to
like,
any
decided
position.
to go at me, but he's just an infinitely more flawed person than I am, who just so happens to now be, like, defending Kanye West as some sort of serious candidate.
David Duke's a king compared to Fuentes, mate.
Like, Steve, I couldn't have imagined you to be a bigger loser.
Thanks for the backup, guys.
Like,
No
he,
problem.
like, for a while,
We
you
would
really
think
got
we
under my
had it
skin,
covered.
but,
Let's hook up the
like, I just
direct
love
feed.
seeing your
David
devolution
Duke's
into,
is
like,
a
a
bitch.
pseudo-gator-like creature. You look like Gator, only somehow uglier.
Sorry, Gator.
But you're now sweeping for Ralph to the degree that people call you Sweepy. Like, Sweepy is your
Sweep
nickname.
it up.
You're no longer even known as the guy who trolls Shaggy. You're literally like Ethan's janitor. That he treats like a bitch. We've all seen
Fuentes
the
owns
end
you, tree.
of him treating you like shit.
It's not true.
And you still lick his nuts. And you lick Nick Fuentes' nuts. I don't understand that. You think you're
Alright,
going to
where
get
do I
invited
go?
to hang out with Kanye West?
One of those where do
By
I
the
go
way,
levels.
if you did, that wouldn't be a win. Like, Kanye West is like
Domino.
David Duke now. Like, this was funny as shit, but that's the last of his social credits spent.
Fuentes
this is
owns
funny as hell.
cummies or dildos.
But I wouldn't fucking kick it with Kanye West. Like
that
that's
can't
not
be
something
true,
to brag
can it?
about anymore.
That's not
Um,
true. It can't be
That,
true.
getting a picture with Kanye
Alright, how do I
West
get
would
out of
be an
here?
item that would glow so bad it would probably give you cancer. But like, congratulations on being in the Groyper cult. You're like a Scientologist hoping to meet, fucking John Travolta, I guess. That's the
John
only reason I
Travolta.
could possibly
Come on,
think.
mate. You're gonna
you would
meet
associate
Joseph
with
Smith.
that-
What are you
that
talking
movement
about?
Is that? I mean, it's literally a bowel movement. like it's an army of incels.
buddy, we did
It's
it.
basically a confession that you're an incel, SO, which is
Dirty
what I always
bottles.
accused you. That's confirmation.
We
Steve, you suck.
frickin' did it. We collected all the empty bottles.
Take a long, hard look in the mirror, Steve. I want you to take a long,
Now,
hard look in
where
the mirror
do
every
we...
fucking
Oh, we
day.
gotta go back this way. We gotta go back where we came to go get the.
See, this is what happens when you try to be a big man online.
Look, we're gonna go back.
You
There's
find out
another
who
level.
you are in real life. God help you if you can't fucking pull the
You didn't come back over to
Pull
pick
the-
it up yet.
fucking
He's coming, mate.
statue that you've built of yourself on
The
the internet
storm is
behind you.
coming.
Like whatever you build yourself to be on the internet, you're gonna have to carry that in real life. And that brings us back to my main point, Ethan Ralph.
Oh, okay.
Ethan Ralph, for a long time, built
He's a
himself up
Ralph
to be
King.
this trad, right-wing, like, conservative American.
Oh,
And where do we
what?
find him today? Well, Trump is back in power, but he's...
Trump, what? Yeah, Ralph got him back in power,
he's
mate.
a
What are
Mexican
you
who
hoping
rejects
about?
anything trad, who openly admits to being a cuck, who, you know, stupidly believed that because Kanye West says being a cuck is cool, he can now admit that shit. You know, he's now claiming he's going to go celibate. I don't know what happened to cause that, but Ethan Ralph isn't a pious man. I remember
Alright.
pretending I believed he was going to build a church. I thought I could get him
What
to
is this?
try and add a bit more religiosity to his bit.
Insanity.
It's a pretty funny, like, does anyone really believe Ethan Ralph gives a shit about Christianity? He's basically
Okay, I
admitted
don't-
he's not
what?
trad.
What does
He
that mean?
probably,
What does
he
it
doesn't
do?
really give a shit about Christianity. That's not his brand anymore. Like, Christ, he's not going to be yelling Christ is king unless it becomes profitable again.
Christ is king, buddy, and that's a fact.
Like, I don't know why
Jack
SO
and
still sweeps
Daxter,
for this guy.
Sly-
He's even been kicked out of the Groypers.
Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, or Sly Cooper.
Like, and here's the thing, like, he's kicked out of the fucking Groypers. Too much of a disgrace
In
for a
terms of
group
series,
people.
I'd say Ratchet and
that
Clank is
includes
the most
Esoteric Shaggy.
consistent series. I do like the first Jack and
That
Daxter,
sucks.
and I do like the first Sly Raccoon.
That
But
fucking
Sly
sucks.
Raccoon 3 is not that good.
But Ralph, if you have any
Sly Raccoon
verifiable
2 is
information
not
on
as
that
good as Sly
faggot,
Raccoon 1. But
I
Ratchet
might
and
still
Clank
buy
were
it
pretty
off
much
you.
had all consistent games.
I got $50
But
American, Ralph.
none of them
That's a
were
lot
the
of
best
tortoise. That's a
I
lot
sort of
of
like,
pesos.
I like Jack and Daxter 1 and Sly Raccoon
I know you
1
need the donations,
better than
fish.
the Ratchet and Clank games. But Ratchet and Clank had the
Yeah,
more
but,
consistent
like,
series.
No,
That's
Ralph
my
is.
take.
He knows that his job
Even Ralph, the guy
is
who
to
was with
simply
us.
rage out like a pig.
Nah, that was
Is
iDubbbz.
to get as drunk as he can.
Unless he
go,
was with us. What the hell, Shaggy?
Like, you know what? If you're
Come
gonna
on,
do
mate.
that,
I'm wearing headphones, mate. You
You
could
ain't
have given me a
that
warning there.
you're a clown.
The clown,
Like, if
dad.
you're gonna, if that's where you are, that your job is now to
Even
get
though it
drunk
sounds like he's
and scream, "Ah, there, Hitler!" Ah,
Even though,
Hitler!
even though Shaggy sounds
Like,
like,
if that's
he's
your job now, you're
sniffed a whole
fucked.
freaking
Like,
bottle of
that's
helium.
what you're gonna be doing.
Ethan Ralph is the clown.
You're not gonna. No one's gonna think you're cool. No one's
That's
going to
the
follow you. No one's
truth.
gonna donate like money to you because they think you can own people.
Oh wait, I didn't even check where the next mission was.
You know,
Oh, it's the
like,
elephant one again. I'm
You're
gonna go
never gonna
back.
be 2018.
I went the wrong way.
Again, your reputation is just too fucked.
Got no reputation,
Like, here's the thing. Ralph took this massive L that I think it gave him brain damage. I remember
It
watching
wasn't
from
an
the
L,
blinds
buddy. It was a W.
as the rage pig faced down Internet Slenderman
Internet Slender
in
Man. What are you on
one-on-one
about?
internet combat. It was like just like brutal. Like Ralph had the stamina,
Brutal.
but Jim was too quick with his witticisms, his insults, and his strikes. And, eventually Ralph was like beaten. He was on one knee, like
Alright, let's
looking
read this
up
level
as
this
Jim
time.
was about to felt him, but instead, as an ultimate humiliation, Jim like cast a spell and summoned Matt fucking Jarbo from the dead to deliver the killing blow. And I thought that was the end of the gun.
Oh, well, there we
by,
go.
like, his hatred
Oh,
was
let's
so
go
intense
this way.
that by like the dark
Alright.
necromancy of like Spurg's power, he came back to life
What the-
as this bifurcated undead pig creature. And it's like he's still around, he's still moving, but there's no life left in him. There's nothing. Like Ethan Ralph,
Internet Slender Man.
the
I don't know what he's talking about.
gonzo journalist. Like, this guy can barely form a sentence. If you want to be fucking like,
I don't know who
Hunter
the Internet
Thompson,
Slender
you're
Man is.
speedrunning it, dude.
Wow. You sure
Like,
Wow,
it
just
might be
wow.
time to put like, you know what the end of the game. You know how that game ends, right? The Hunter S. Thompson playthrough. No more fun. No more games, Ralph. This won't hurt
Whack.
a bit.
I'll need to make use of the rooftops
Bang.
to get to one of the elephant's backs, but...
And I mean,
it
that's how
shouldn't
it's going
be
to
a
end,
problem.
Ralph. But no one's going to be firing shotgun blasts into the air to announce your
shit.
passing.
Oh shit.
Like, instead, people are going
Oh,
to
shit,
be
he's
popping
after me.
glasses and celebrating and laughing and hosting
Get back
compilations
here,
of all
you
the times
elephant
you shat
bloody
yourself or
bastard.
humiliated yourself or disgraced yourself. People are like me are going to laugh at you. And, Ralph, I'd still be buddy trolling you.
I'm laughing.
I'd still be being nice to you and telling you like you
Buddy
were
trolling?
like
What is
a
that?
legend of the internet, not literally another lol cow. Literally another fucking boogie, Wings of Redemption, has been on the
Boogie,
internet,
dude.
who let being like pseudo-famous online get to their head.
Whoa,
and
whoa,
fuck up
whoa,
their
what just
whole life.
happened?
See, Ralph, this is why I got a job, Ralph.
Come on.
This is why I always maintain a real life. This
I
is
can't
why
see.
I don't have thousands of viewers. This is why I don't stream
I mean, even
every
Ralph doesn't
day,
have thousands of views.
regardless of what victory or humiliation
like 10.
or triumph or loss I've suffered. I prioritize this shit like as a tertiary concern that I do for fun, and that's why it hasn't hollowed me out. And
Oh,
turned me into
what?
a bitter, like,
Come on, dude. I
fucking
got on that
whatever the
elephant
real world
easy.
equivalent of a fucking zombie.
Freaking hackers pushed me.
Literally, you're pilled out all the time. You're drunk all the time. Like, are you really alive?
Popping
Ralph? You're
pills.
moving, but are you really
Hey,
alive?
he's living his best life. Oh, come on.
I mean, people know enough about your medical history to
Come
know
on,
that-
you elephant bloody bastard.
And I mean, he stated the only reason this dude doesn't just fucking end it. It's not
Got
because he has the hope of seeing his children one day.
Oh,
It's not
what?
because he wants to make Ronnie proud.
Ronnie
it's not
Bud.
because like
Where is Ronnie at?
his
Justice for
values
Ronnie.
would be contradicted by it. It's not because Christ would forbid it. The reason Ralph doesn't blow out his disease-infected brains is because
Oh,
people
come on.
would laugh at him. And you know, with all his penis insecurities,
Oh, what the heck?
and medical conditions and anxieties and headmates, he just can't handle that. So he just goes on living.
Oh, come on. This is
I
ridiculous
mean,
at this
it's
point.
like, oh, apparently Lynx hates him, and he's got a whole new batch of people.
Lynx,
who are
what,
just
from
spitting on him.
Zelda?
It's like there's no one who legitimately
Lynx.
likes Ralph. Like the people who hang out with Ralph are like Dingo. Like I found out what like that fight with Ralph the other day. I found out
Oh,
what Dingo was
come
actually fucking
on.
doing
This
when
is
that shit
ridiculous.
happened. Like Ralph was in there simping for Lynx.
Wow.
Like Lynx is some girl, and Ralph was trying to, get in her pants. So speaking of, Worski says Ralph had a gay relationship with a black man, and he can prove it. Worski, what the fuck? You can't just say that and move on, because that's an L. If you say something like that, you have to you need to back
You
it
gotta-
up. That's not background lore.
Post. Oh,
That's
what
not
the
like,
frick? Just jump on the freaking
That's not
elephant.
like something Gandalf mentions in passing that happened ages ago. No, we need to
Come
like have a whole
on,
chapter
dude.
on this shit. Ethan Ralph had a gay relationship with a black man, apparently.
Truth revealed.
What the fuck? But
It's the truth.
yeah, like Anyway, I've lost track of what I was talking about, but the point is, Ethan Ralph sucks. He's a fat, gunted retard.
Oh, come on.
Who, you know, he
Got him.
at the point where
Never played Psychonauts. I've not played that yet.
his life is just
We'll play it
a
eventually. It's
series
on the
of, like,
list.
self-inflicted hells.
I've not played it. Apparently, it was a game on the
and it's not
GameCube.
even like you can feel bad for him, because
It's
no
on
matter
the
what happens to
GameCube,
him,
dude.
it's like,
Oh, no,
he's a
what the
legitimately evil
Move.
person. It's like God put him here.
Evil, dude.
You know, so you'd have something you could justifiably direct your hatred at.
What?
Like, he's disgusting, he's evil, he's stupid.
There
he's
we
fat.
go. We did it, yeah, bloody
He has no redeeming
bastards.
qualities. The man literally has no human redeeming qualities. The
Psychonauts
world would
is
be
nectar.
better off if he was
Yeah,
dead.
I've heard it's
and he's
good.
such a piece of shit that that's the sole reason he keeps on
Oh,
living.
come on.
Ralph, in the name of all humanity, go fuck yourself.
Get out of here, Ralph.
Like,
Hey,
you know,
he's
I was
he
born
lives
in
on pure
California, but my
spite.
ancestors fought for the Confederacy. This
Based.
fucker lives, well, he lives in the deep, deep south now, but he's southern born. But he's a blue belly. It's blue belly blood that runs through this faggot's veins.
Blue
Ralph, stop
bastard.
representing my heritage. You have no right to claim southern heritage, you piece of shit. As the last
Oh,
living
what?
descendant of Robert Frost,
That was like
I
10
rebuke
seconds.
you.
Last living
I
descendant of
rebuke your
Robert
bitch
Frost.
ass entirely. Fuck you.
I was like on that elephant for 1 second.
And because there's all sorts of, like, autistics out there who, like, try and track down my family.
Hey, this camera is
Yes,
cooked.
I'm the last living, my uncle, Randy, is the last living member of the family Frost. That family Frost.
It's real.
We're not his direct descendants. We are the descendants of one of his brothers. But we are the last
his brothers.
fucking relatives.
The brother of
Robert
Frost.
I guess we're not descendants, but we are
Post.
relatives.
Post, the brother of Frost.
But either way, as Confederate royalty, Ralph,
Confederate
fuck you.
royalty.
You're rebuked. You're excommunicated. And you're fucked. Like, I invite all my
Got
Confederate
him.
brothers and sisters to piss on Ethan Ralph.
Mate. Shaggy's, the
Like, this
Confederacy
person
lives
is a
on in
disgrace to
Shaggy.
everything
And I'm tired
everything.
of pretending it doesn't.
in contact with him. He has a human stain. So,
Shaggy's the next
You know,
Johnny Rebel.
remove
I'm
yourself
tired
from
of
anything
pretending
that
he
touches.
isn't,
Remove
buddy.
that
I'm
which he
tired of
values
pretending he
anything
isn't.
in his presence. This man is an unclean pig demon.
Oh, come on, get up.
Literally a human swine. Like something out of a fucking Dark Souls game.
What is this? Get on the elephant, you bloody bastard.
Should be kicked out of every community he's ever been a part of. He should be, rebuked.
Oh,
by
come on,
everything he
what
has
the
ever tried
heck?
to represent before he can betray or disgrace it.
Move. This
Um,
camera's cooked.
Fuck, there was a reason I went live, and it wasn't just
Oh.
to call Ethan
What?
Ralph a fat piece of shit. There's always time to call
I
Ethan
died
Ralph a
from
fat
fall
piece of shit.
damage. Milk Tower's gym confirmed.
I do find
should
it
play
funny
No
that he
More
was in here
Heroes
the other
someday.
night in
Yeah.
the chat,
I can play that.
fucking saying, like,
Oh,
how
I gotta
fucking
do the
I
whole
was.
bitch shit again?
I didn't know
Oh,
about
come
Colombia. You
on.
don't know about Colombia. You ain't never been to Colombia. Well, you've been to Colombia. How was it, Ralph? Did you enjoy
He's
that
been to
shit?
several countries at this point. Ralph Amail's a globetrotter. How about that? Figure it out, dude.
Gonzo journalist. Gonzo journalist, my ass. Ralph, my sister's a journalist. You're about as much of a journalist as I am, you piece of shit. You say offensive things on the internet.
What?
And sometimes you humiliate yourself. Wait, no, you always humiliate yourself. Like you are a walking
Oh,
humiliation.
come
You get
on.
humiliated
This
by
is
proximity.
ridiculous.
Everyone who's ever known you has been worse off. Which is why I always
Right.
treated you like a radioactive object. A relic that was interesting to look at, but never to interact with. Hell no was I going to sail down to hang out with
Got
you
him.
in Mexico. I'd end up just like you are right now.
Same sister he
Fucked up on
doxed,
drugs,
yeah.
Probably robbed and beaten. and,
Journalist
like,
for BuzzFeed,
Disgraced in front of the entire
I
world.
think.
Like,
I thought BuzzFeed
Ralph,
went bankrupt, but apparently Shaggy's sister still lives and works at BuzzFeed.
You would. You would be the king of the sector, Ralph.
Easy.
If you hadn't drowned every redeeming human quality you ever had in liquor and hatred, there's nothing left that is human.
He's non-human. Subhuman
I mean,
confirmed.
what's wrong with you? To quote Cormac McCarthy, a real author, right, Ralph? Someone who
Got
actually wrote decent shit for, like, stuff worth reading, right? Not just the bullshit
Elephant
screeds that he
bloody
posts online, a
bastard.
real author. There's a quote by him. I like, very quotable author. Ralph,
He's
what is
quotable.
wrong with you is wrong all the way through you.
Well, he's the last living descendant, so now he knows all the quotes.
There's not a rehab center or a church that can fix it. Everything
We did it!
is worse
All right,
off
one
because
more,
of
one
you.
more.
From your parents to your children, to your ancestors to
happened?
your descendants. Everything is worse because of your proximity to it. And that's not a troll, that's a reality.
It's
You're a radioactive element. A cowering bitch in the form of a human pig.
Biatch. Alright, where's this
Screaming
last
online.
elephant?
Because in the real world, you know, you're a short, fat, hateful...
He's a short dick man.
Anyway, I just thought, no, Ralph...
Easy, we did it!
And if you want to see
Quotes
it,
of
watch the
soy.
Casino Casino.
Yeah, come on, he quoted Robert Frost.
Always happy to serve as
He's
a
the
free
last living
advertisement
descendant of...
Casino Casino.
Well, not Robert Frost, but like Bobbit
Until
Bost
the inevitable
or
day that they
something.
start calling me a faggot.
Bobbit
because someone
Bost,
paid them,
Robert
right?
Frost's
Which
brother.
I'm not under the impression they're my friends, so who cares?
Journalist at
But,
GC.
like, love the show, love the content, happy to pay him for it, and very much enjoying watching Ethan and Ralph
Yeah.
get felted. It's
It's
epic.
true.
Let's go to the comment section now, because I've had my rant. I've said what I've
Comment
gotta
section,
say.
the
People-
best part.
Okay,
I'm not-
synchronize your watches.
I'm not like
This
I'm not
heist is
as
going to take
Dingo is to
extreme
Ralph for the
precision.
casino. I am
Here's
not.
the plan.
I
I'll
promise
start
you. I know a
things
lot of
off
people
by
think that I am now
demolishing the
just,
palace's main
you know,
bridge.
their
That
cheerleader
should
because
cut
I'm
off
constantly announcing their
reinforcements
wins.
from
But
the
that's just the
guest
score,
house
ladies and
and
gentlemen.
Good
hopefully
job.
They
distract
happen
the
to be doing a
ballroom
very
guards
good job.
standing watch over the
They happen to be
clockwork
doing a very good job. If the
wing.
content, in
Sly
my
will
honest
then
opinion,
take
is on par
Carmelita
with
up
some
on
of
her
the
offer
best
for a
stuff Jim
dance,
ever made,
and
which
while the
for me
crowd is
was the morning
transfixed
show.
by their tango,
You remember
Murray
the
will
Good
lower
Morning?
It takes
Good
two to
Morning,
tango,
that was the
mate.
song. That was the best of Jim, in my opinion.
Once down,
Medicare,
he'll cut the wings
Man Child in the
free
Morning,
and
or whatever
then
the fuck that was
winch
called.
back up for an exit. Murray should
that
then
shit was
make his way out of the palace.
And the Kino
I'll
Casino,
cover
like
his
recently,
exit with the RC
I don't
chopper.
usually rewatch
Once
shit.
he's past the
I
drawbridge,
usually never watch
we're
something
home
twice,
free.
but the content they've been bringing, like with Keemstar being humiliated, with Keemstar making the mistake of hiring some hyper-autistic faggot who is, in fact, not desperate for money and attention. Right? This guy's
I'm gonna play as a
hyper-autistic
nerd.
and weird and it's retarded ideas, but he
Autistic
doesn't need to
balada
suck your dick,
bastard.
Keem. And look how that turned out. Look how people actually think about you when you don't have like a gun to their head that's, you know, made of, like, loaded with fucking not bullets, but non-disclosure agreements and litigation.
Alright, we gotta play as the
I thought
nerd
that
again.
was
This
fucking
is
great.
literally the worst
Like,
character. I
Keemstar got all
hate this
pissed
character.
off. It just shut
It's
the
the
stream down. He's
real
such a
Gowdy
bitch,
in
and it
spirit.
shows that he
Playing
can't
as
take
Gowdy.
the shit he dishes
It's
out.
tough.
Like, Keemstar really is. And you
Keemstar.
hang out with these people all day. These people who are known for their negative traits and inability to function in human society. And you become like them, Keem.
Jakey talking from experience. This is why he was
used to be
hanging out
good
with
at
DJ
banter,
Axel all
right?
the
I
time.
mean, I was in a group home at the time. I was like 16, I think. But back in the day, back in the
He was in a group home?
halcyon
What?
days, back when Keem could actually call
Oh,
people
shit!
faggots and like be offensive on the internet. Back when he made that video saying "fuck the fans" and shit. That was the first time I ever heard about him. I think it was Mundane Matt who was bitching about it. But like, at least I think that guy could handle banter. Like, didn't he used to like troll people with banter on the Halo games? Well, now he can't even like deal with some dude saying his wife's pussy is too small, so he must
Let's
have a tiny
go.
penis. I mean, the guy who called in was like schizophrenic and like retarded. But somehow this like an autistic.
Who made
and a
this bridge?
schizophrenic
Freaking.
having an
Well, I
argument
guess this
about
is
the
India,
size
right? This is probably like
of
typical
penis
Indian
and racing so
engineering.
much he deleted the
It's a
whole
Shiva
comment
bridge.
to the guy. And he didn't like, and it got felt.
Blue
The guy
Max
rolled his
flagged
eyes,
him.
visibly not giving a fuck.
Oh,
That was
no.
epic.
No. Oh, what the heck?
Did Axel? I don't.
Bloody
Play,
bastard.
I suspect. I
Typical
kind of suspect a friend of mine kicked me out of his game
Indian
Discord
engineering.
so that
It is
Axel
what it
would
is.
join it. You know who you are, and I forgive you. I'm not mad. But I noticed the new Discord you invited me to is absolutely 100% dead. You haven't bothered to set it up. That's okay.
What just happened?
That's okay. If you want to play with Axel, that's fine. Axel's afraid of me. I won't go anywhere near me. And that's sad. That said, I invited Axel to play Dark Tide. You know, I invited Axel to
We
play.
did it,
Clearly,
yeah,
you know, if he's
bastard.
going to, like, try and, like, beg people to get me on stream and shit. Axel, you don't need to beg Ash. You don't need to beg Ash to get me to come talk to you on your little tiny show. Okay? Which is tiny even by the standards of this rinky-dink shit show I'm running here. Right?
Tiny show
Like,
is nothing but a frick.
like even by the standard of like the announcer for the Kino Casino fan club, right? Even compared to that, like, but like, so Axel is literally like begging people for
Oh,
attention
what?
online and, like, then getting depressed because no one interacts with him, which you've all seen. You've all seen it, right? He'll try and stream for a bit. He'll get
We
maybe
won!
10 people, but he's not yelling I'm a pedophile. He's not like doing interesting content. He's trying to be your best friend.
Game is
online.
unironically Parasite, not even good.
The balding
Yeah.
faggot who's
I mean,
been,
at least
like,
DSP
claiming
called him
he's a
out for
pedophile
that.
the past
People
12 years,
always shit on
so I'm sorry.
DSP.
Like,
But
good
DSP
luck.
came out for
But
being
I'll
a
play Dark
parasite.
Tide with you.
Simply epic.
Do you want to play some Dark Tide, Axel? We can play Dark Tide together. Make a stream of it.
Dark Tide. No!
You want to make
This is meant to be
content?
Shaggy's
No.
redemption arc. Don't go hang out with Axel
Content.
again. No, you bastard.
It looks like Bentley's little
Uh,
distraction did the trick.
Daimyo, last time I
Initiate
invited,
phase two.
I was the only guy who tried
I'll
to get
take care
Daimyo
of
to come
Carmelita
back to
and
the
the
internet the
crowd.
last time,
You
and the
handle
first
the
thing
heavy
he did,
lifting.
as some sort of as an act of like
Miss Fox,
esoteric
I
vengeance
believe
for
you owe
some
me a
crime
dance.
only an eldritch
About
Lovecraftian
time.
entity
About
like
time,
him would
dude.
understand, right?
Just waiting for the
Somehow
perfect
I
moment.
offended his alien Japanese sensibilities, and he decided to fake DMs with Matty Pat calling me a homosexual. So I'm not going to be trying to get the Daimyo to come back this time. The Daimyo has returned to the nether void of reality from
Triangle.
which he came.
Triangle.
I still talk to
Triangle.
him. I'm still cool with him.
Amazing content.
But,
Triangle. Triangle.
You know, I learned my lesson
Circle.
that last time. If the Daimyo wants to not
Triangle.
make content, he
Triangle.
doesn't have to. I'm not.
Circle.
You know,
No, I'm not
hard
gonna
for
do
me
that.
to ask him
XX.
to.
Triangle.
You know, his idea
X.
of content is like internet wrestling fighting, and that's kind of I'm hoping on its way out. Like
Unless you want that
these
amazing
days,
content.
It's just laughing at people who get way too mad because they take themselves way too self-seriously on the internet.
Amazing
People like Ralph
commentary.
and Teddy Feezer.
You look familiar, dude.
And
Who could
all
it
the other
be?
characters we love to laugh. And Teddy Feezer, that
I
segment
often
is
deal
kind of
with
grown up.
police while on the
Not
job.
Teddy Feezer, the actual man. He's boring as fuck. There's no content to be had. But like the cartoon fake version of him they've made that like raps about what a lame faggot he is and like has a SpongeBob introduction. That shit is hilarious. Like the term feezing out, it's actually usable. And I used to actually fucking hate that shit. Like they did a
Slow
very
info
poor rollout with
processing.
that one.
Yeah.
But you know,
Oh, I
Daniel
pressed the
wouldn't
wrong
be
button.
dumb enough to get involved with the fucking Groypers. Like, Esoteric Shaggy
Daimyo's gone,
sort
man.
of slowly doxed himself. Like, people, he pissed off the Sweetie Squad.
The Sweetie
He
Squad.
started
Oh
bragging to,
no!
like, Jim's fans that
Not
he was
the Sweetie
untouchable,
Squad!
And they, you know, what do you think happened? Like, he decided to, like, pit his own fan base of people who don't like me against Jim and his trolls. How do you think that worked out? Do you think it worked out good for him? No. He ended up as a gun slave. He ended up cowering in Ethan Ralph's shadow.
Hey, this is tough.
Chad,
Nice.
you know, Ralph was funny once. He's not anymore. Like, he's indefensible, actually. Ralph has reached indefensible levels of faggotry never before thought possible by a human gunt. It's that bad.
Easy level, mate.
Tell me,
Like-
stranger, what's your name?
Why ruin the moment?
He's a shit-eating cuckold.
I don't understand.
That's not internet bullshit.
What happened to the clockwork
He's a shit-eating cuckold.
D-winged. The
Neo-Nazi
wings are
call as a
clipped.
black leader.
Cooper!
Again, I can understand, like, you know,
Easy, mate.
having
We're
respect
out.
for Kanye West.
We
when he said he was gonna run for president to
won!
fix the country and turn it into like a Christian nation by force.
Let's
Uh,
frickin' go.
You know, I can understand, but like when it became clear that
Oh, not this
retarded
shit again.
shit insane.
Escape with the RC chopper. Let me
Like
worry
I
about
supported
the cartoon.
Kanye version 1. You dumbasses actually supported the sequel. It's like the difference between being a fan of Joker and Joker 2. You guys are fucking retarded.
No one's a fan of Joker 2. Joker 2's a bad movie on
Like,
purpose.
yes, Joker 2 has the cartoon. Yes, Kanye 2 has the song. But you're still fucking faggots for liking this guy. This product. This product isn't supposed to be taken serious. It's not supposed to be consumed as a serious product. Oh, Praying Mantis is Daimyo.
Praying Mantis is Daimyo? I thought that was toxic. Truth.
Thanks,
Review.
Jab. Didn't know that.
Nice flying, Bentley.
Nice flying, Dad. Hey, these helicopter levels are so, like, they're just terrible.
Yeah, I saw that. The Lynx thing. I was talking about that earlier. Like,
See,
Ralphie
Ratchet and
is,
Clank didn't have anything like this. This is why I don't like Sly Raccoon 2 as much as Sly
He's trying
Raccoon
to
1.
find another woman to be his gun wife, but like.
Team is
And he's
8%
tried that
black,
with
just
Grace
like
with
Saga.
Lynx. I think he's actually targeting Elaine right now.
Targeting
Skeleton
Elaine.
Ho better.
She
You know,
had
watch
it
her
coming,
six.
buddy.
Incoming gunt.
Good gun.
Don't do it, Elaine. You don't want to lick the piss. I'll make you lick the piss from the bottle. So, it's bad.
We're out,
It's not
baby.
gonna be some sort of like fucking Nick Ricada
He was 100% Dalati, mate. He's
festive
a
degeneracy.
Dravidian,
After
yeah.
the gang and I got
drugs
away
and
with the
alcohol, no.
clockwork wings,
We won.
Carmelita
No, he's
blew
gonna
her
offer you a
cover
fucking
and started
roofie.
making arrests.
You're gonna
left
wake up
and right.
and he's gonna tell you just drank too much. You're gonna have a baby in your stomach.
With his
He's gonna say it was
reputation in
consensual.
shambles, Rajan was forced to flee from
There's a
He's
big
outta
difference
here.
between what
He's now in hiding.
between the
somewhere
Alice
deep
that
in the
Ralph
jungle.
met and the Alice that Shaggy met.
The gang and I took
You
a
know,
break
people
and
say
headed
Shaggy
for
raped Alice, but
Bollywood.
Ralph really raped Alice. It
It
ain't
took
good.
some doing, but
Don't get
we
bummed,
eventually
Elaine.
snuck Murray onto the set of a full-blown Indian musical.
There you
I was
go.
happy the guys got to
He's not a
unwind,
simpering
but
little pussy
Rajan
like
was
Godwinson.
still out
He'll
there.
try to rape you.
And somehow, I
Run.
knew things were about to get tough.
It's tough.
Skeleton Ho. I missed the Skeleton Ho song. That was funny. Yeah, I find Elaine. I got no problem with Elaine. I'd hit that.
Shaggy's the top of lane simp.
Um,
How about that?
Anyway.
Number one simp. What do you think about that,
We
buddy?
took some detective work,
Ralph
but
has me
the
blocked
gang
on
and I
Twitter
managed
'cause you
to
little
track
bitch.
down where Rajan had gone
He's saying
into
he's
hiding.
unblocked everyone, but no, he can't take.
Somehow,
really banter
he
anymore.
managed to transform a long-forgotten temple
just a holler.
into the thriving center of his spice operation.
Well,
What
there
happened to
you go.
Godwinson?
We'll
Elaine
find
destroyed
it.
Godwinson like with some shit you can't recover from.
The jungle, too
Like
thick
he
to
was
drive
like
through,
revealed to
forced
be
us
like a
walk
massive
long
fucking
distance to our
incel
target.
who
We're
makes
in.
every fucking mistake you would make on a
We
date with a
ran
woman.
into a few
Just like
problems along the way, but pushed on.
asking her for a hug was as far as he
Well,
got.
carry on, you bastard.
the temple
He was bragging
was
to her
more than
about
just
how
Rajan's
cool he
hideout.
was for doing
It
drugs
was
and
also
how
home
he liked to
to
get
the
high all the
Clockwork
time, like a
Heart.
teenager who just smoked weed.
Truth revealed.
It was obvious that
A
he was
pump
experimenting
so
with drugs
strong
and sex for the
tireless,
first time.
it could
was just really
increase
cringy.
spice production tenfold.
Wow,
Good
just
for
wow.
Rajan, but awful for the rest of the world.
It's a sewer level. Yeah.
Ralph is
Well,
afraid.
that's
yeah,
India.
Yeah, Ralph
India
is
is
afraid of
a
everything.
sewer
Ralph is
level.
like
Because tonight,
he
he
was
comes home with
crippled,
me.
like mentally and physically, by years of online faggotry and shit flinging. Like honestly, like Ralph could get bullied by a child.
The
at this point.
predator awaits.
When I say he's a
Who's the
lolcat,
predator?
Like that's not a
Who's
joke.
the-
You can just go and bully him. Anyone can bully Ralph.
Bullied
Anyone
bastard.
can do it. I think
Punish
for Ralph, a
Ralph.
fair fight would probably be like Cyrax or something. Where it's just someone who will just,
Okay, that
you
is
know,
sort of funny.
the points are easy to make, but he's got a lot of HP, and he'll just keep like whining and screaming at you and shit, right? They can holler. Yeah,
sort of
put
shit is
Ralph and
this? Where do I
Cyrax
go?
Together, and they can holler at each other
Where's
all
the mission?
fucking day, as it was meant to be, like in a little pig pen or something.
Oh, go over there. Yeah, sure.
Probably, if it came to blows, be the first time Cyrax had a fair fight. They're about evenly
predator.
matched in terms of height and physical
Hello,
strength.
good sir. Hello, sir. Do not redeem. I'm here to fix
Like,
your computer
I'm
for
here saying all
Microsoft.
sorts of shit about Ralph. It's not that fucking late. Like, he knows who I am. Is he gonna
You know
respond?
who
No,
I
he's gonna hide
am?
like a bitch. He's gonna hide like a little bitch. Ralph, I've been on the kill stream once. Let me on there again so I can ask you, a few questions.
Oh,
You say you didn't
what?
like this Mexican fuck your wife now. It's clear that you're
Owned.
you're trying to fucking turn to defend your
Mexicuck.
soft fucking underbelly there. But what's this? No, Ralph, you're a cuck. Unless you can explain.
That's why he likes
Why
the
it's
Kanye
funny.
song.
Like,
Of course, Zog hates him.
where the guy said, like, he literally did the meme where the guy says that he's a cuck and the people turn around and tell him, "Fuck off, cuck." And then
I've never seen
the
that
other
meme.
Wojak smiles and says, "I was only pretending to be a cuck." But Ralph literally did the
What
meme.
the hell sort of
Like, no,
memes is
you are a
Shaggy
cuck,
watching?
Otherwise, why wouldn't you? You just
Shaggy,
don't like
what
the
are you up
reaction
to?
you got to that, so now you're trying to back them.
Shaggy knows all the
Like
cuck
Ralph,
memes.
don't go around declaring yourself a cuck because Kanye said it was cool. That's all I gotta say. But I mean, we can just
Shaggy
such a Kanye
knows
fan,
of all
maybe
the
you can,
cuck
like,
memes,
change
man.
my mind. Change my mind, Ralph. Have me on the show and convince me that we shouldn't all
Zog,
laugh
no,
at
he
you
shouldn't be here.
for literally paying
Zog.
another man to fuck your wife in the ass while you jack off in the corner. A non-white individual.
Own.
And we know your entire porn
Oh, wait, no, I'm
history
going the wrong way.
is racial cuckoldry. Ralph,
Wait, how do you know this?
like, this is who you are.
What?
Like, there's just, like, you have
Shaggy,
easier
what?
fucking
You
weak
can't just
points
drop something like that and
than
not
a platformer
elaborate.
boss from the N64. It's like Banjo-Kazooie bullying you. It's just, I just have to pick the target. It's like cuckold, shit-eater, child abuser, accused rapist. Like, it's just fucking easy, Ralph. You know, terrible son. And now, gay relationship with a black man. I'm sorry, Worski, we need more information on
Nice
that.
work, Bentley. I'll take a hidden passage over the front door any day.
Let's go.
From loyal
Hidden
patron
passage,
of
let's
the casino to the
go.
management. I would like some service here, a bit more
Snake bastard.
a bit more lore on this, please, dealer. I need more lore. Like, Ralph was in a years-long relationship with a black man. I'm sorry, what? Mention this in passing.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably not true.
Hey, Ralph, I know it hurts that your son didn't want to see you, because this is what he's been crying about. But here's the thing.
Oh, so it's
Your
cool
son
if the
is
white man
4
had got
years
him
old
to
and he's
Shaggy.
beginning to
Yeah.
understand.
Do not remember
Not the big
JCC is.
Not his mom getting fucked in the
No.
ass by a Mexican. Not his father getting his ass kicked and having his purse stolen.
I thought that was something Triple
Not
P
the
made
7-year
up.
online relationship with a black man. These are things that he'll have to come to
Alright,
terms with
I'll head
later,
for the top.
when he's much too young, but still older than he is now. But
Alright, we're
Ralph,
nearly
your
done
son
with
is
this.
beginning to understand that he has a shameful lineage. He is the son of a lolcow.
What a shame.
And these kids are growing up in the internet age. It's possible that even at the age of 4 years old, your child has already been bullied for being the son of Ethan Ralph. Oh yes, he will be bullied for being the son of Ethan Ralph. Remember every fucker you didn't like in high school, Ralph. Remember every motherfucker who was mean to you in high school.
What? Shaggy, what are you on
Every
about?
motherfucker who doesn't like your son. Since he's your kid, he's got your blood, I imagine there'll be a lot of them. They're gonna give your son a portion of your shit. And what am I doing going on as if Ralph gives a...
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What are you talking about,
Except,
buddy?
I will say this. At the very least, Ralph is human enough.
What
That
the?
the fact that his own son... or it could just be that, being a gunt spawn, he's incapable of love, right? He doesn't...
J.
no, that's
Caesar
fucked up.
26 sends his
But-
regards. Yeah, Dan.
And I mean, that's even fucked up to say about Ralph. Ralph does love his kids. One thing I will say is Ralph should have access to his children.
What a brave
At the
statement.
very least, because
A man
he
should
owes
have
them an
access to his
explanation
children. What a brave statement.
for why they're going to be taking
the
shit
hell
for
do
the
I
rest of their
go?
lives about who their father was. From anyone who wants to give them a hard time. Like, Ralph, you made
Where do I
like
go?
being a bully your career, and now as a result of that, your children are going to be like victims of bullying on a level that you wouldn't fucking believe. Imagine how Rosie is going to get it.
Rosie will
Like,
be
girls
fine.
are mean. Xander has had enough of Ralph's bullshit, Daniel says, rightfully so. Well, I
Got
mean,
him.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. But speaking of
Going up.
other retarded assholes who always destroy their
Oh,
friendships
what?
and relationships with other people.
Oh no. This is getting worse.
Like, I think a stream where me, Axel, and Daniel play video games would be pretty funny just because of how much he hates the
Wow,
both
that'd
of
be
us.
so good, dude.
Like, I think streaming, I think it would be good content. I really do.
Hey, I like my content where I stream video
But no one has
games.
the balls to do that sort of shit anymore. No one
No
actually
one
wants to
has the
interact with people.
No one has the balls to
Aren't
stream
blazing
video
them.
games. No one has the balls to stream video
And it would
games.
devolve into, like, just Axel...
What is Shaggy talking
like,
about?
throwing a faggot temper tantrum like he always does, muting and shit. Like, the moment, like... Yeah.
You don't have the balls to stream video games, you bastard. What planet is
Yeah, that
Shaggy
wouldn't
living
actually work. Like, it would be good content, but no one can be trusted to, like... Not, like, get really... And
Shaggy
this
got
goes for myself.
swatted.
None of us can be trusted to not, like, get
Disaster.
emotionally invested and start, like, seething at the others.
Not how
The
this
council's
works.
not gonna make a comeback. That would be cool, but because of the people involved and their limitations, it's just
That would not be
like
cool.
the council was really Gahul, Daimyo, me, and Axel, and it's like Axel doesn't want to interact with us, and none of us really want to interact with him, and like the rest of us, like none of us really stream
Scared.
regularly.
And I'm scared to stream video
Like,
games.
we're all sort of on our way out, so
You're out.
That crane is keeping half of the heart suspended.
The heart, bloody bastard. You gotta attack the heart, you frick.
anyway,
There's the entrance to this.
People are scared of Shaggy's wrath.
you know what, Mr. Deadman,
It's true.
I did like the backroom videos thing he did. Like, I don't mind being depicted as a ghoul, as some sort of horrible eldritch creature in the back rooms. I really enjoyed that. He didn't have me
The
as like an
back
anthropomorphic
rooms.
rat man
Pre-recorded
having sex
Andy.
with other
Yeah.
people from the internet, like
It is what
like
it is.
in someone else's fantasy. You know,
The Clockwork Heart is under some steep
the whole
Clockwork
internet. Is,
bastard.
well, Milkow,
Rashad
it's
is
like
carrying
the
half
council
of it
wasn't
at
the
all
greatest
times.
content in the world, but it was
Yeah, but all
honestly a
those
lot
2
better than
million
most.
streams are going to be
I need to
retarded
gather
as I
some
play through
more
4.
Like you're
They're just
literally
jealous that I
fucking-
bring the
Well, I will
content you
play the
don't.
bug
How
in
about that,
Rashad's
Gowdy,
office,
ya
while
bastard?
I lift the spice operation blueprints
It's
off
like the
spice
sector
board
is become
while
a
he
very
makes his rounds.
very predictable place, unfortunately.
While we're collecting intelligence on him,
Let's
he'll
see,
be collecting
like,
data on us with an elephant.
I go into a Discord. I'm not even kidding. I go into a Discord tonight.
Take it out, or he'll
I
be
go
able
in
to
there,
intercept
and it's
all
not
of our
even people arguing
communications.
anymore. It's just some guy having sex with his girlfriend and a bunch of people jacking off to it.
There you go. Shaggy's favorite
Like,
content.
is this what the sector has become?
Yeah.
And it's not like it's a gooning server. This is a server where people
It's
go
the
to yell at
goon
each
room.
other and argue. But you know, the sector is changing.
The sector
And,
has
like,
changed.
I don't know. It's
Rashad
no, you shouldn't want the days of the sector back. That's how Ethan Ralph got
Typical
out.
Indian satellite
Um,
dish.
The sector was like a time
That's
that
pretty
happened,
grim.
and you
Got a
should
plan
look
for
It's
forward to the
grim.
next fun and cool time. Try to make the time now cool and fun in its own unique way. Like, you know, maybe I'll be a part of the next cool thing that happens. I don't know. Probably
Keep that
not,
stuff
but
away
maybe.
from Murray.
You
Oh,
know,
wait, I get it. I put some spice
But,
plants in the elephant's feed bag. He chows down, gets all
There
crazy,
you
and
go.
then presto, the satellite's in pieces.
A crude interpretation of the plan, but accurate.
I don't know.
The trick here is
There
moving
you go.
the spice plants. You'll have to do some serious climbing.
Easy,
let's
mate.
see.
High up in the jungle canopy.
Godwinson, much like Ralph, has ruined his life with drug. We basically get a cameo from the Ganyo here. Ralph, like, the fact that he even took her on a date reveals how cucked he is. Took her on. Yeah, kinda. I mean, in regards to Godwinson, yeah. Like,
How the fuck do we get up there?
there was like you can look into that. There was weird shit. Like, it was bad enough that Godwinson was never like, because Godwinson's whole shtick was like, I'm not like the rest of you retarded internet goblins. Like, I'm a normal
He's a
person
goblin,
who
dude.
has like, he actually said once, I don't masturbate, I have sex. And I couldn't help but cringe. It's like, really, dude?
Sick
And he
D's
just got so
nuts.
far up.
Got
He
him!
got like Sargonian levels, which is ironic because
Sargonian levels.
His whole claim to
Oh,
fame was
come
having
on.
challenged Sargon for being this pompous ass.
His
who
claim
lived
to
his own
fame is
victim.
being
And
like
he
a
became,
gay
like,
version of
literally claiming
Sargon.
that he
That's
doesn't
just,
sweat
that's
like Andrew.
Godwin frick.
Like, he's literally, I'm sorry, but I don't masturbate. Really.
Godwin
That's it.
frick literally
It's just
ran
too
away
honorable,
from
huh?
Ryan Roger Affe, and that's a fact.
What a faggot.
That's
What a
on the
complete
record.
faggot. I'm sorry. That was the end of Godwin's.
He ran the fuck away from Ryan Roger Affe, and that's a fact, buddy. So that's why Godwinson is forever known as Godwin Frick. Because he's a coward!
But, Godwinson, much like Ralph, has ruined his life with drug abuse. Yeah, that's part of it. Like, Godwinson isn't really that sharp anymore. Like, the drug abuse has kind of taken its toll.
It is
Like, you
what
don't
it is.
notice, but
Shaggy
with, like,
knows
hard
about
drugs, the reason they say it'll take the, like, it doesn't, like, make you a retard, right? It's not like suddenly you can't do
What's with
math
all the
anymore.
cringe take tonight?
It's not like suddenly
They're the
you're
true
fucking,
takes. What's
like, what's
this?
happening is your IQ, you lose IQ points. So if you
don't.
were like super witty and funny, you'll still be kind of funny, but you won't like, you'll go from like a charisma of 17 to a charisma of like 14 in Dungeons and Dragons terms. Like, it's a noticeable difference.
Come on, mate.
In the scale of
We
your
only
presence
care
and
about
personality.
Vampire the Masquerade,
And, like,
run by
Godwinson
Brian
is
Dunn.
significantly damaged. You know, his ability to impress
Or,
himself upon
the other
people
option
by
is
using drugs.
Call of Cthulhu run by Cool Tactic.
It's very
Those are the
subtle.
only two options, dude.
It's very subtle, but his jokes aren't funny.
I gotta collect
he,
all of them? Come on.
It's like he's trying to imitate himself from before.
What?
Which he kind of is. It's like he can't really play the character anymore, but he still tries.
Because the
and it's
character
pathetic.
sucks!
Like, for example, when he had to think on his feet, even like against me, he mumbled
Exit
about
scheme.
jacking off to my sister.
Yeah. What?
That's
He said what to Shaggy's
wow.
sister?
Like, yeah,
He said what?
I really see about that. Like, good for you. It's weird and creepy.
Now this mission's stupid.
Congratulations, you're kind of a creepy weirdo. Probably why you don't have a girlfriend, Godwinson. Like, you know, I can kind of see why Godwinson didn't you know, his chance with Elaine didn't really work out there.
Oh, not
too busy
Elaine.
jacking off to my sister.
I'd rather stuck with
Like, he
it.
literally, like, he took a
Stick
cue
with
from
the system, man.
fucking Warhammer, dude.
From Warhammer.
Like, part of it was this disastrous dream where he trusted, like, Brian Dunn to Felt. Right? He thought Brian Dunn, like, it was going to be a bully stream with him, Brian Dunn,
Brian
Surfer,
Dunn
and
won,
Forrest Warden.
bitch. You're not even half the man Brian
Like, he
Dunn
selected,
is.
like, a team of total retards. That, like, the moment
The
he
Avengers, man.
unleashed them, they all crashed into each other. And, like,
It's the Avengers. Come
you know,
on.
all these Daleks, like, started spinning around in
Daleks.
circles and crashing into each other and exploding because they were retarded Daleks. It's literally Brian Dunn, Surfer, fucking, and Warhammer. Warhammer, like,
Mate, it's
are
the
you
A-Team.
fucked? But, like, these are the people he thought he was going to bully me with in a dog pile, and they just talked over each other and then started making really annoying screeching sounds. And then when he finally got a word in, when I finally addressed Godwinson and said something to him, he was like, well, I masturbated to your sister. And then he realized how dumb what he'd said sounded and just sort of fell silent and deflated as Warhammer started going, "Nyeh, nyeh," like he does. Right?
Warhammer knew what he was
Oh,
doing.
and by the way, at
Oh,
one
shit,
point
where-
it was Brian Dunn, Warhammer, and Surfer all going, "Nyeh, nyeh," together.
I'm
like
not
a
sure if
bunch
this
of
stream ever
screeching
happened.
autistics,
Was this
right?
stream real?
And then Godwinson was just forced to sit there.
Was this real, or
with
was
this
this
look of
just
pure frustration on his
was this
face.
just in like Shaggy's mind?
It was epic. Of course, like,
What is he talking about?
people were still sucking his dick at the time, so like it didn't have like the natural fucking.
Look,
negative
I'm no
reaction.
Godwinson
But
fan
people,
because
like,
he
some
ran
people,
away from
like,
a debate
had
from
enough
very
sense
much
to say,
FA like
wow,
a
this
coward.
This is
And
not a
that's
good
what he
look.
will forever be
One
known
of them
as.
was TPP, who was naturally laughing at this
But
total.
what is this
but-
show even real? Like, what
like,
are you
that's the
talking
story
about,
of
man,
Godwinson.
buddy?
You know.
It's not even real.
And then Godwinson doxed Brian Dunn's wife and ruined his life, which resulted in Bri fleeing the internet.
What do you mean? Brian's back. He's running
yeah,
Magic the Gathering games right
also,
now.
like salty bullshit. Like it's really hard to.
Brian's
like,
back,
find the moral high
baby.
ground when you're running around with Brian Dunn
Exit
in
from
first base,
what? I
doxing
don't know.
people. It's like by the end of it, Godwinson had just completely bared ass revealed that his only motivation was hatred for the casino. That he was entirely consumed with his loathing for Ashton, and his only motivation was jealousy that Ashton had become what he'd always wanted to be, a genuine internet celebrity like his hero Sargon. That was the
Sargon
tragic end of
won,
Godwinson.
buddy.
Not
Oh,
even
come
worthy of an arrow
on!
in the eye, in my personal opinion.
This is one of those where do I go levels. How much of this is left? Alright, we're nearly
Has
done.
anybody done a long-form video of Godwinson's downfall and Elaine drama? It'd be nice to see Godwinson
No one
exposed
cares.
by Elaine for being cute.
No one cares about
but it's, like,
Godwinson.
lost to the internet. Like it happened. Like when it happened, Elaine felt it in like really hard. But like, content in this sector gets deleted by YouTube or by the creator. Like it's not something that the world wants a record of. Okay. Like it has been determined by the powers that be that all of this
on the
content
record.
is. It's you know, there are things that man was not meant to know, and sector content is like, you know, that's one of those eldritch things that needs to be just locked away in the vault of wherever they keep all the deleted internet shit they pretend is gone forever. Because you know someone has access to everything. Well, if you're going to live through being a hero and become a villain, Code of Truth,
Don't be the
then
hero.
you want, like, becoming a villain to be the end of your story. Because if you play through the story arc of the villain, you end up losing really bad.
Oh, come on.
Like,
Right, I gotta get up there somehow.
none of the 3 documentaries on Shaggy are on YouTube anymore. That's because they were specifically made to piss me
There
off
were-
and not to
there were
entertain
documentaries
an
on Shaggy?
audience.
I don't know about
There was
that.
never an audience for anti-Shaggy content. It was specifically made by, like, individuals who wanted to piss me off specifically.
Brain-dead individuals, there's no morals or principles. That's a fact.
And they were all made by, like, people like Euros.
Made by Euros. It was true.
Euros isn't, like, he's annoying, but he's not legitimately funny.
Now
None
that's
of
true.
these people are capable of making content.
That's a Shaggy
They don't
W.
make the content they interact with better.
That's true.
You know,
That's true. That's an actual
so
true
it's
take.
Like, of course, those didn't survive.
Oh, come on. What's up with these bloody bastards?
And they weren't documentaries. It was just Euro screaming about how I was a fag.
Heroes exposed! How the fuck do I get up there?
Ashton broke Godwinson's heart. Sad game. Pathetic.
Sad, just sad.
Kinda. Like, no, you get over that. Like, I get stabbed in the back by people all the time. You get over that.
Get on top of this thing.
It's like, you don't, like, occasionally I'll take shots at Axel. Occasionally, like, back in the day, I'd take shots at Toxic Angel. But,
wow.
This guy, like, actually waged, like, a fucking crusade against Ashton. Only at the end fall on his knees and try and suck his dick.
You're done.
Like, it wasn't just a humiliation.
Yours W. That's definitely
It was like a total
not true.
fucking defeat.
How the hell do I get
though,
up
like,
there?
Even though there's
I
still
guess I can just
people
take
who would
the
watch
stairs.
Godwinson's content, like, he's not going to come back because he's acutely aware of what an L he took there.
You did take an L.
Like, most people in the sector, if they're not around anymore, it's not because they just moved on in life. It's because, like with Roxo and Grossly Offensive and pretty much all the others, the people who aren't here anymore humiliated themselves. Like Axel, the people who are not here anymore humiliated themselves in some big way that drove away all the people who hung out with them. And so they, like, retreated to the most remote corners of Discord to conspire with other, like, former sectorites and try and establish themselves in sector-adjacent sectors that are mostly full of, like, old people, or not old, but, like, people in their mid-30s arguing and
old bladder
basically,
bastards.
oh,
what the heck?
Doing middle-aged shit.
I expected the camera to help me out a little bit there.
Significantly older than me, and I'm 36. Like, people are 40s and 50s, really.
3-4.
Past middle age,
No
but
one
not
watches
really
Goblins.
old yet.
Yeah,
Just
he
like-
lost. How you doing, Ghost?
Not my like one generation. above
Godwinson
mine,
lost.
Gen
As
X.
soon as he, like, ran away from Ryan Roger Affe, that was
Like,
the
that's where
moment
all the old
Godwinson
sectorites
lost.
went, is places
People
like
could
the
disagree
Menus
with me on that,
and,
but that's, like,
like,
on the record.
Places like that. Not Man Noodles, like, they know Grossly was in there, but he's moved on.
Ryan Roger Affe said he would have a
but Grossly is
conversation
still on
with
Discord.
Godwin Frick.
Roxo is still on Discord.
Godwin Frick
But
just
they have
ran
to be
away like a
incredibly secret
coward,
because they've all been
refused to
doxxed. Like, people find
face
out
the
who they
Affe
are.
mail.
All the
It
old
is what
shit
it
that's
is.
associated- all their old lore
And
can be used
no,
against
no one gives a shit about him. It's because the Affe army always wins, buddy. Had nothing to do with Euros, nothing to do with all these other fricks. It was all just the Affe army. And that's on the record.
Well, no one
It's
felt
recorded.
tough like I am.
Yeah.
I know I take more shit than anyone from all of you. Like, you guys literally,
Godwinson's
like,
on the
created
record
fake
for running
DMs
away from Roger Affe.
and
That's
had
a
the
fact.
truth, like, accusing me and shit. And I was able to brush that off. Like, most other people here would have had a total implosion over that.
Total meltdown.
I mean, I know you guys haven't figured out yet that calling me gay isn't really my Achilles heel like you think it is, but, like, I've taken more shit than probably anyone in the sector who isn't a verified lolcow. Like, I'm not lying. Anyone I've ever been nice to on here has stabbed me in the back at one point. And I'm still here.
He's the last man standing.
It's like... Oh, you're not Dymo?
You're not dumb. Yeah, praying mantis is toxic. I thought that was obvious.
Yeah, Chad King was accusing you of being Daniel.
Chad King.
I
Chad
don't,
King's
I don't
talking the
mind. I've got no
truth.
beef with
Shaggy's not a lolcow. Yeah,
But,
he's a hard-working man, mate.
now, Praying Mantis may or may not be Daniel. No,
It's
I talked to
Daniel,
Daniel still
it's
on
real.
Discord. But yeah, oh no, Praying Mantis is Toxic Angel, I think.
What did I say? I knew it was Toxic Angel, buddy.
Well, yeah, that's
Told
the thing.
you
Like,
that.
I've worked at methadone clinics, mental
Even I know
institutions,
that.
like jails.
Even I know praying mantis is
rehabilitation
Toxic
centers.
Angel.
Like, I'm in the industry dealing with people who are actually aggressive schizophrenics.
Bladder bastard.
Like, when someone's wigging out, like when I was working, I'm not going to say which jail, because if I ever want to work in a jail again, I don't need A-logs calling the last one I worked at. But that was the guy that would counsel people who are, like,
How the fuck
seriously
do I get
pissed
up
off
there?
criminals who are, like, breaking shit. Like, I was the one who had to counsel, like, some fucking 400 pounds of muscle covered in tattoos who was raging because he was missing his 8-year-old girl's birthday.
It was
And I was
Ethan
fucking
Ralph.
effective at it. Like...
Freddy
at a
Man's is
different
100%
location now, but-
Daimyo. Come on, mate.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
Toxic
don't
Angel.
play-
Even I know that, buddy.
Now take all the spice plants you collected to the elephant's feedback.
Even I know that because I'm a
Like,
freaking.
fuck, Esoteric Faggy
I
is
can call it
sweepy.
and
It cost
see
me,
it
like,
how it is.
fucking $16,000.
$16.
Start sending videos to my ex-employer for their from the sector to fuck up my lawsuit.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
I've
you
taken,
fucked up
like,
your
more
own
shit.
lawsuit, Shaggy.
The only one, like, maybe who's taken more shit in my level of the sector,
This is Brian Dunn.
well, no, they don't, like, I don't think, hold on. Well, I gotta go, folks. Looks like I've got to
Oh,
realize this
coward.
shit.
Coward!
It's the police. I wonder what they want.
Your IQ's too low, man. I got the highest IQ in the entire universe. How about that?
Sayonara, satellite array.
Sayonara, you balada bastard. Jagu's lawsuit was never winnable. He lost his own lawsuit. People know that. That's a fact. Alright, there we go. We won the mission. I'm going to pause it there. We won the mission. I'm going to go take a piss. I'm going to grab another beer out the fridge. I'll be back shortly. How about that, buddy? Like it says right on the frickin' screen from the frickin' game. We'll be right back. Biatch! I'll be back, bitch. Alright, I'm back. Ghost Declitus says, can you play this over Shaggy? Yeah, we can play this. What is it? What's this? What could it be?
What the fuck are you doing?
What could it be, you bastard? Wait, what the?
The fuck is that? Hey, come here. You told me she took the kids in the other car.
She did, boss. She did every fucking day. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, no fucking way. Hey, no fucking way. That's it. Oblidazo.
Oh, so that's how you do the power-ups.
Sin mujer,
Now
sin
you
hijo.
know.
Si Sosa dice que lo hagamos ahora, lo hacemos ahora. Vamos.
Fucking guy.
Bug the water room. Let's go. We're gonna bug the bastard. He finally admitted he would never. Yeah. Well, we already know he would never win the lawsuit. That was obvious. That was obvious, mate. That he was never gonna win that lawsuit.
Ahora está bien, quédate aquí.
Oh shit!
Despacio,
What the?
despacio.
I didn't mean to do that.
Ok. Con calma.
Listen up, Carl. This is so fucking bad.
It's bad.
This is so fucking bad.
Los estás perdiendo, mira. Los estás perdiendo.
Okay, I see him, alright? I see him.
I see him, dude.
10 metros. Muévete. Muévete.
Okay, shut the fuck up, okay?
Shut up, you bastard. This videos are really loud.
You can carry it into Rajan's office. Its wings will transmit local
Alright, we're going in.
at a frequency I can monitor.
Let me get this straight. We're gonna bug Rajan's office with a bug?
It is an
Bugged with a bug.
I agree. Now pay attention. That water bug can only survive in stagnant pools. If kept out of water too long, it'll become unhappy and likely draw the attention of local
Bloody bug bastard.
Looks like there's a few pools along the way to Rajan's office. A short swim every now and then should keep our little friend quiet.
Bloody bug bastard. Alright, where do we actually have to go? Up that way. Okay. Oh, okay. We can go that way. Why not? Oh shit. It's one of those where do I go levels. Where do we go? Oh, what? What the hell? Where do I go on this? This level's ridiculous. You can go in the water. It's not even Friday, idiot. You idiot. Where do I go? Oh, these platforms are fricked. Alright, I give up. It's not even Friday, you bastard. Yeah, I was on holiday, but now I'm back.
But somehow their cats survived the same fall.
The cats win, baby!
45-year-old Matthew Nannon and 58-year-old Bailey Crane left Arizona to visit Bryce Canyon, Utah, but were killed on a hike.
That's
Visitors
tough.
found their remains 380 feet below a lookout point. But they also found a cat alive
How did that
and
happen?
well in a soft pet container. The female feline walked away with 2 cracked ribs and 2 cracked teeth, and
The
they
cat
think she
swam.
fell the same distance right alongside Matthew and Bailey.
The cats
We
win,
were,
baby.
Alerted that a couple of hikers had fallen over the edge off a 380
How did both
foot
of them
cliff.
fall off?
And
How did
search
both of them and the
rescue
cat fall off?
went out and recovered them, and in that recovery they discovered a cat in a soft-sided carrier who
Justice for the
is
cats.
presumed to have been with them. She had 2 broken teeth, the tips of her canines, and a couple of fractured ribs. There's no other evidence of any injury.
Best Friends Animal Society has been caring for her ever since and fittingly named her Mirage. They've heard stories of cats living after long falls before.
Justice for the
this survival
cats.
story and the surrounding events make this even more remarkable.
Our hearts go out to the family of those 2 hikers, and it's unbelievable to think that that could happen. But then to think that they had a cat who survived that is really a miracle. And we've had cats who've fallen out of a 3rd or a 4th story window, and they've hurt their teeth because their chin hits the ground or something like that. But nothing like nearly as dramatic as this.
The rescue group is waiting to hear from any extended family members to
How
find
do we
her
get
a
up
new
there?
home, but people who know the story of the miracle cat are already asking about adoption.
Justice for the cats. How about that? I don't know how they fell off, though. That's pretty crazy. Mate, don't be falling off things, mate. It's not what you want to do. You don't want to be bloody falling off, mate. We're in! Should have called him Spring Jack. Holiday in Colombia. Yeah, don't be going on Colombia on holidays, mate. Unless you want to be in a Ralph Mail. We're in!
Already tuned into the bug's wing vibrations. I'm a genius.
Alright, baby, we're in! Yeah, I love to see it. Alright, we got another video. What's this?
Today, we will be looking at 2 horrifying...
Oh, no, not cave
that
disaster
have
videos. I've watched a
horribly
couple
wrong.
of these.
The first one in particular is about an instructor making a fatal assumption, putting not only his own life in danger, but also the 12 other kids alongside him. As for the
tough,
second
but
one,
what can
it's
you
a
do?
dive that was meant to become a tragic disaster from the start. As always, viewer
Disaster.
discretion is advised. On 9th April 2005, a young man named Richard Harness led an expedition of 12 eager children in the depths of one of the most notorious caves known as the Devil's Den Cave. At 20 years old,
Devil's
Richard
Den?
believed himself experienced
Why would you go in a
enough to
cave
walk
called the
this
Devil's
few
Den? That sounds like a
into
terrible
the
idea.
underground labyrinth beneath the Ozark Mountains. His previous visits to the cave system had given
Frickin'
him confidence,
Ozarks, of course it
perhaps
is.
too much of it. While Richard briefed the children,
Of course it's in the
Mrs.
Ozarks,
Williams,
am I
another
right?
instructor, remained outside as she waited for another group of children to lead later in the day. The temperature outside hovered around 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius. But within the limestone passages, a constant 55 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius, awaited them, cool enough to slowly sap body heat over hours of exposure. The children, ranging from 8 to 12 years old,
We
moved
want
excitedly
justice for
as
the
they donned
kids.
their helmets and switched on their flashlights. None of them had been in a wild cave before. Their only experiences with
do I
underground
go?
spaces were commercial show caves with paved walkways
Oh, shit.
and electric lighting. Richard carried a small backpack with water bottles, energy bars.
This is
a
one of these
first
where do
aid
I go
kit,
levels, so I
and
don't know where the
extra
heck the
batteries.
frickin'
Standard preparations
hideout
for the
is.
trip planned to last only 3 hours. What he hadn't accounted for was how his body had changed since his last expedition 6
Oh,
months
we're back.
earlier. The 15 pounds, 6
Went for a walk last
kilograms,
night and it was foggy in
gained
Silent
by
Hill,
winter
then a kangaroo
seemed
hopped past and scared the shit out of me.
volunteered to lead
It
this
happens.
adventure. By 11:30 a.m.,
It's
the group had
Thieves!
navigated through a series of increasingly challenging horizontal passages. The children's small frames allowed them to move with relative ease through tight spaces, where Richard had to exhale fully and contort his body to pass.
Hi, Gowdy.
Each successful navigation
Gowdy
built a false
is
sense
back.
of security. Their path led them to a particularly daunting obstacle, a vertical
daunting.
fissure, barely 10 inches, 25 centimeters
How does this
wide,
nerd
but extending
traverse the
upward about
levels? He
6
can't even
feet,
climb on anything.
1.8 meters.
This guy's the
This
worst
narrow
character.
crack
I
connected
hate
two
this guy.
horizontal passages in
Basically the
cave.
IRL
Through
Gaudi.
his flashlight beam,
Not a
Richard
turtle.
could see that the passage beyond was slightly larger, just enough space.
How the hell
for
do I get
someone
over
to stand
there?
to crawl on hands and knees.
Oh, this
Richard
character
mentally
sucks.
referred to this as a room, though it was merely a slightly more
Oh
compact.
no!
His memory from previous explorations told him this space continued onward to more impressive portions of the cave. The fissure appeared passable, and Richard recalled traversing it before.
Richard, you bastard.
He made a critical decision. He would send the children through first while he supervised, then
Oh,
follow them
no.
into the horizontal passage beyond.
Don't send the
beam of his
children
light,
in to do
he
your
could see
dirty
this
work.
passage on the
That's
other side,
terrible.
tantalizingly close, yet separated by the
Where do
narrow
I go?
vertical slot of limestone.
How do I get up
One
there?
by one, the young explorers turned sideways and slipped through the narrow opening, their small bodies compressing as they navigated the tightest sections. Some made noises of discomfort as cold stone pressed against their ribs and spines, but all 12 eventually emerged into the horizontal passage beyond. Their excited movements were visible through the crack as they crawled forward on hands and knees into the space Richard had remembered, their flashlight beams
Alright, here we go.
dancing along the low ceiling. Richard turned sideways and began his own entry into the crack. Immediately, the unforgiving stone gripped him more tightly than he remembered.
Alright, I made it.
His chest pressed against one wall, his spine against the other. Still, he pushed forward, sucking in his stomach and inching deeper into the fissure. Halfway through, progress stopped. The passage narrowed imperceptibly, but enough that his hips, wider than his chest by several crucial centimeters, wouldn't pass through. He attempted to retreat, but found himself caught at an angle that made backward movement impossible. The rock held him in a vice-like grip, compressing his chest and restricting his breathing. The realization struck with terrifying clarity. He was completely stuck, wedged in solid limestone, with 12 children now trapped beyond his reach in the horizontal passage. The initial terror was overwhelming. Richard's heart hammered
Scott
against the
was.
confining
Yeah, Scott's
stone
good.
as pure primal
3
fear
such an
flooded his
exploration
system.
to drink to
His
assess every
breathing,
day.
already restricted by the pressure on his chest,
Sworn off
came
body
in
type
short,
2s.
panicked gasps.
Hey, I think you're being
In
woke
that
there,
moment,
buddy, talking about
the
body
full
type
weight
2s.
of his responsibility crashed down upon him. 12 children, none
you
older
became
than 12,
woke,
were now
dude.
cut off from safety because of his miscalculation. He had led them into danger,
Alright,
and
now
now
what?
his own body formed the barrier that prevented their escape. On the other side of the fissure, the children's excitement transformed instantly
What?
into horror. Their young
Scott's your
faces,
favorite
once
YouTuber. Yeah,
excited,
Scott's good.
contorted with fear as they watched their guide become trapped in solid rock.
People talk
Some
shit
froze
about
in
Scott,
place,
but Scott's actually good,
paralyzed by
mate.
the sudden turn of events. Others began to cry.
Hey, where's Scott
silently.
respects?
The older children, processing the situation more quickly, crawled toward the fissure to assess Richard's condition. Through the narrow opening, they could see him suspended in the vertical crack, unable to move forward or backward. The sight of their adult
There
protector
you go.
helplessly pinned between walls of limestone shattered their sense of security. If Richard couldn't save himself, who would save them? Outside the cave, Melissa Jones checked her watch. The group wasn't due to return until 3 p.m., more than 3 hours away. Unaware of the emergency
Got him.
unfolding beneath the earth, she sat in the warm spring sunshine, occasionally glancing toward the cave entrance, expecting nothing but an on-time return. Inside, the first half hour passed in a blur of desperate attempts. Each movement only seemed to wedge him more firmly in place. His hips, slightly wider than he remembered from his last visit, formed an
come on.
immovable anchor in the narrowest part of the fissure. The children watched in growing dismay as their guide's struggles proved futile. They could only watch as Richard's movements grew weaker, his breath more labored. By the 1 hour mark, the immediate panic had given way to a more insidious danger. The temperature in the cave began its slow assault on their bodies. Without movement to generate warmth, they all started to shiver. Richard, although in a desperate situation, still gave out instructions. He told them all to huddle together in order to fight the coldness inside the cave. For Richard, the physical situation deteriorated rapidly. His suspended legs, dangling below the point where he was wedged,
Eat the
began to
watermelon, you
tingle
bastard.
as circulation was compromised. The first signs of compression syndrome, a potentially fatal condition caused by
You're down.
prolonged pressure cutting off blood flow to tissues, were setting in. At the 2 hour mark, conditions inside the cave worsened substantially. the limited air supply in the confined space began to change in composition as 12 children and 1 trapped adult consumed oxygen and exhaled carbon dioxide. The first sign of this deterioration came as headaches developed among the group. Then followed dizziness and nausea, the body's warning systems responding to the shifting atmospheric chemistry. Outside, unaware of the life-threatening situation developing below ground, Melissa Jones continued her wait. The appointed return time was still hours away. No help would be summoned until the group was officially overdue. By the 3rd hour, several children had become dangerously still. The children's water supply, meant for a short recreational trip, was already half consumed. Dehydration would soon compound the effects of the cold exposure, accelerating the drop in body temperature. 2 of the youngest had fallen asleep, despite the older children's efforts to keep them awake. This surrender to sleep was not benign rest, but a dangerous symptom of advancing
Timmy
hypothermia.
Bronx, no!
At 3 p.m., the appointed return time passed with no sign of the group. Melissa Jones, now concerned, alerted park rangers about the overdue
Melissa
of the
Jones,
expedition.
you bastard.
The search began, but precious hours had already elapsed. Hours during which the trapped adventurers' conditions had deteriorated toward criticality. When rescuers finally located the group, they were in shock. Richard wedged tightly, almost out of strength, in the narrow vertical fissure between 2 horizontal passages. 12 kids, trapped beyond him with no way of reaching them, or even giving them supplies before getting Richard out of the way. The rescuers' initial attempts to free Richard proved disastrously ineffective. Park rangers and local firefighters without specialized cave rescue training attacked the stone with sledgehammers.
That was a mile away.
Attempting to break away enough rock to free him. The violent impact sent shockwaves through the limestone, threatening to destabilize the very fissure holding Richard. 1 ranger suffered a broken hand from a missed hammer strike, highlighting the dangers of improvised techniques in the confined space. 2 hours into the rescue attempt, the Washington County Search and Rescue Team arrived with proper cave rescue training. They immediately recognized the futility of trying to alter the stone and instead focused on Richard himself. They determined that cutting away his restricting clothing and shifting his body upward slightly might allow him to pass through a marginally wider section of the fissure. Using tubular webbing,
I forgot you can't jump on that as a turtle.
Climbing and rescue operations,
this turtle sucks.
They fashioned slings that could be worked under Richard's arms. With careful coordination, they lifted him just inches higher in the crack, where the opening was slightly wider. Simultaneously, they cut away his blue jeans, removing the extra bulk that contributed to his entrapment. After 5 hours wedged between unyielding stone, Richard was finally extracted. The return of blood flow to his compressed tissues brought excruciating pain, like thousands of needles stabbing simultaneously into every cell. While Richard was carried out of the cave, the rescuers rushed towards the children and checked their condition. They needed immediate medical care, so one by one, they were taken out of the fissure, starting with those most in need of medical assistance. The experienced cave rescue team worked methodically, carrying each child through the tight passage that had trapped Richard until all 12 were out. Outside the cave, emergency medical personnel immediately treated the young explorers for hypothermia. 2 of them, the youngest ones, were immediately rushed to the hospital. Though visibly shaken by their ordeal, most of the children responded well to the initial treatment, and subsequently all of them were transported to the local hospital for thorough examination, where doctors confirmed no lasting physical damage had occurred. Though able to leave the cave under his own power, more from adrenaline than physical capability, the ordeal left Richard with lasting physical and psychological damage. For the children, the nightmare of being trapped beyond reach of help, watching their only guide and protector suspended helplessly in stone, would manifest in dreams for years to come. The incident report later emphasized that compression syndrome, hypothermia, dehydration, and oxygen deprivation had nearly claimed 13 lives that day. It also highlighted a crucial lesson. Emergency personnel without specific cave rescue training often underestimate the complexity of extraction from confined spaces and delay calling for specialized help. A potentially fatal mistake measured in minutes of oxygen, degrees
easy, mate! We always win, bitch!
Devil's Den had nearly added 13 names to its dark history. Not through malevolence, but through the simple, implacable physics of stone and flesh. and the overconfidence of a young man who didn't realize how little margin for error exists hundreds of feet below the Earth's surface,
It is what
where
it
the
is.
darkness is absolute and the stone has waited millions of years for human folly. This next story takes place underneath the
bad.
surface, deep in the waters, where a cave diving expedition was meant to be doomed from the get-go. On February 26, 2002, Travis Jenkins and Dale Fisher arrived at Cove Mine with standard open water diving equipment and minimal additional gear, each carrying just
Drive
a
'em
single
out.
light source, basic diving masks, wetsuits, and standard scuba tanks. Neither possess certification or formal training in cave or cavern diving. A highly specialized discipline with strict protocols and redundancy requirements developed specifically for
Push
the
'em out.
unique and unforgiving hazards of overhead environments where direct access to the surface is blocked. The absence of backup air supplies, redundant lighting systems, and cave-specific navigational
Yeah, Dan.
tools would later be identified as critical factors in the tragedy that unfolded. Their regular open water training, while sufficient for lakes and oceans with unobstructed access to the surface, had not prepared them for the complex three-dimensional environment they were about to enter. The abandoned
gotta be
marble
crazy to
mine
go
presented
cave
a
diving.
deceptive environment
Would you
that
go
lured
cave
the
diving?
divers into a false
I
sense
wouldn't.
of
That's
security.
crazy.
Its large
Screw
cathedral-like
that.
open chamber with a seemingly tranquil pool of standing water might have appeared similar to
You gonna
open
go
water
cave
diving
diving, buddy?
conditions. But beneath the surface lurked a treacherous network of flooded tunnels, narrow passages, and confusing side chambers. An overhead environment that demands specialized training, redundant equipment configurations,
Made redundant.
meticulous
It is what it
planning,
is.
and strict adherence to safety protocols developed over decades of hard-won experience
Adhere to
in
these
the cave diving
nuts.
community. The site's history as a marble extraction operation had left behind a complex labyrinth of human-made passages that intersected with natural karst formations, creating a particularly disorienting underwater
I wanted to get the
maze
bottles
that
first.
even experienced cave divers approached with caution. The two divers entered the water with Jenkins handling a dive reel, a critical piece of equipment used to maintain a continuous guideline back to the entry point, serving as a lifeline in
We don't even have
environments where
overstayed visa
visibility
problems.
can
It's just so
rapidly
easy to get another one.
They
Go sign up
descended
for
into
another
the
one at a
main
fake
pool within the
university.
large
Yeah, it's
chamber,
messed
a
up.
solitary beam from their single lights cutting through the darkness, casting eerie shadows across the submerged rock formation.
He'd carry all night.
The water
Oh,
temperature
no.
hovered around 55 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to affect judgment and manual dexterity during extended exposure, particularly in divers not wearing adequate thermal protection for prolonged immersion in such conditions. Inside the flooded mine,
He's gonna
visibility
go
was
over
already
here all day.
compromised by fine sediment that naturally collects in such still, undisturbed waters. A mixture of marble dust from the mining operations and organic matter that had accumulated over decades. Even minor fin movements could stir this
Oh shit,
delicate
where'd she go?
sediment layer,
There she is.
rapidly reducing visibility from feet to inches in a phenomenon cave divers call silt out.
Silt
As they
out.
proceeded
Yeah, don't
deeper
do that.
into the submerged section of the mine,
Don't get silted,
Jenkins
you
paused
bloody
briefly to
bastard.
address an issue with the dive reel, which had jammed due to
You must
improper spooling,
dive.
a common problem for those unfamiliar with the specialized equipment. This momentary distraction, lasting perhaps only seconds, proved critical in the chain of events that followed, highlighting how quickly situations can deteriorate in environments that offer no margin for error. When Jenkins looked up again, after clearing the reel mechanism, Fisher was nowhere to be
Got the
seen
mechanism
in
there,
the
bud?
increasingly murky water. In the dim light, with rapidly deteriorating visibility caused by their own movements disturbing the fine sediment, visual contact had been lost between the diving partners. Jenkins searched the immediate area, but found no sign of his diving partner,
Bloody
falling out
bastard.
underwater and shining his light in different directions to no avail. The lack of a properly deployed continuous guideline meant that Fisher, if disoriented,
Fisher
had no
bastard.
tactile reference to follow back to the entry point, a fundamental safety protocol in overhead environment diving that had been compromised by the equipment malfunction.
All right, let's
Outside
get
the
out of
mine,
here.
Jenkins emerged alone from the water. Visibly
Leroy
distressed and urgently seeking help from
Jenkins.
bystanders. He contacted emergency services via a cell phone kept in their vehicle, and rescue divers were quickly dispatched to the scene from neighboring counties with cave rescue capabilities. These professional cave rescue divers, trained specifically for such challenging environments and equipped with redundant air supplies, multiple light sources,
made
and
redundant,
specialized
you
equipment,
bloody bastard.
faced significant challenges as they entered the water. The sediment disturbed by the earlier dive and subsequent search attempts had reduced visibility to near zero in many areas,
We're in.
forcing the rescuers to conduct a methodical, tactile search while maintaining constant contact with their own guidelines to ensure their safe return. Multiple search attempts were made throughout the day and into the evening, with rescue divers working in increasingly dangerous conditions to locate Fisher. The operation involved coordination between multiple agencies, including local fire departments, specialized cave rescue teams, and the county sheriff's office. Eventually, the search had to be temporarily suspended to allow the sediment time to settle, as continuing in zero visibility posed serious risks to the
Not
rescue
necessary,
divers
Lucy. Our
themselves.
German friends staying with us this
Decision
week.
that weighed heavily on the
They
incident
were here for
commander,
7 years and they
but
couldn't get
reflected the
perm residency.
reality
They have to
that
go back to
additional
Germany and
lives
apply
could not
again.
be risked
It
in
is
conditions
what it
where
is.
effective search was
I mean, if you're
impossible.
white, you can't
When
get
conditions
residency, but if
improved
you're like a
slightly
brown
the following
person, they just give
morning,
it to you.
rescue divers
is,
returned to the
but
mine
it's messed
and
up.
eventually located Fisher's body in a narrow side
Fortunate,
tunnel
but it
branching
is
off
what
from the
it
main
is.
chamber, approximately 130 feet from the entry point, and at a depth of about 60 feet. He had somehow separated from Jenkins and entered one of the overhead passages, likely becoming disoriented in the low visibility and running out of air while attempting to find his way back to the main chamber. A tragic scenario that has claimed numerous divers
Bad
in
boy
overhead
tragic.
environments where direct access to the surface is blocked by rock. In
You're
the
blocked and
aftermath,
locked.
Travis Jenkins defended their preparation to local reporters gathered at the scene and in subsequent interviews. He claimed they had received verbal permission from the city of Jasper to explore and map the mine as part of a personal project to document abandoned mining sites in the region.
We did
More
it,
controversially,
biatch!
He maintained that they were properly trained and equipped for the dive, arguing that they hadn't been cave diving because they had only planned to explore the open
We
pools
won!
rather than deliberately entering the tunnels. This distinction would become a central point of contention in the subsequent investigation and discussion within the diving community. Experienced cave divers and recovery personnel viewed these statements with concern and professional disagreement.
Did all in 2
The
is free on
distinction
Epic.
Jenkins drew between diving
Let's
in the
go!
open pools versus the tunnels overlooked a fundamental safety principle established through decades of similar incidents. Any dive in an overhead environment where direct vertical access to the surface is blocked falls under specialized cave or cavern diving protocols, requiring specific training, equipment, and procedures. The presence of a single light per diver rather than the minimum 3 recommended for overhead environments, the lack of redundant air supplies configured for independent function, the absence of continuous guidelines properly deployed, and most importantly, the absence of formal training in overhead environment procedures all pointed to a significant gap between the divers' preparation and the environment they chose to enter that February morning. The Cove Mine incident stands as a stark reminder of how quickly
It's usually the Mary with German tattoos.
Environments,
like swastikas.
particularly when standard open water diving practices are applied to overhead settings with their unique challenges and hazards.
Alright, where's
Despite
the next level?
Jenkins' retrospective assurances
Up
that
there?
they
I gotta go
weren't
all the
in
way
over
up
their
there?
heads, the outcome suggested otherwise. One experienced diver
It's
lost.
true!
Rescue personnel put at considerable risk during recovery operations, and a preventable tragedy that echoed through both the local community and the cave diving world for years to come. The incident was subsequently
Maybe don't go
incorporated
cave
into
diving,
cave
otherwise
diving
you'll end up
training
messed up.
programs as a case study highlighting the importance of proper
case
training,
study, dude.
equipment configuration,
Study these
and adherence
nerds.
to
Got 'em.
established protocols. The flooded passages of Cove Mine
Oh,
continue
what
to
the
hold
hell?
their secrets, disturbed occasionally by properly trained exploration teams who enter with the equipment, training, and respect that such environments demand. Lessons purchased at the highest
Respect
possible
my
price by those
authority,
who
mate.
came before, and a silent testimony to the unforgiving nature of underwater exploration in overhead environments.
Fuck do you get up there? Oh shit. It's got a timer on it. I didn't know it had a timer. Oh no. Alright, we got it back. We won! New grift. New grift street. We won. You lost. Deal with it. We won. Haters lost. Sounds like the Kiwi tapes. Truth review.
I'm ranking every Death Row final meal request to find out which one is the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of Alton Coleman. In 1984, Coleman and his partner Deborah Brown went on a 3-month killing spree across the American Midwest. Over this period, the duo stole multiple cars, kidnapped numerous children, and claimed the lives of 8 total victims. But in the end, the duo was captured and they were both sentenced to death by lethal injection. However, Deborah Brown eventually had her sentence commuted to life imprisonment due to her extremely low IQ. So for Coleman's final meal, he requested a well-done filet mignon smothered with mushrooms, fried chicken breasts, onion rings, french fries, collard greens, broccoli with melted cheese, cornbread, biscuits and gravy, sweet potato pie with whipped cream, a salad with French dressing, and a cherry Coke. In my opinion, this spread was not only massive and diverse, but it also had the best cohesion out of all the meals I've tried thus far. So, I'm placing this meal in S tier. I'm ranking every Death Row final meal request to find out which one is the greatest of all time. Today, we're looking at the selection of Alton.
There you go. The last request, ya bastard. What can you do? How the fuck do I get up there? Hey, this level is frickin' annoying. How do I get up there, you bastard? This is messed. What, I gotta climb in trees and shit? Really? Got the goal ring! That's why 3-4 was found not guilty on sheep fucking. Mate, they're never gonna convict me, mate. I'm above the law.
The state of New Jersey is home to many mysteries, such as that of the Jersey Devil.
Idiocy.
But one creature reported to live in Hackettstown is so bizarre that it gives even the devil a run for its money.
I'm the
Welcome
devil.
to Cryptid Corner, the series all things cryptids, and today we are going to look into the Mantis Man of New Jersey.
Mantis Man.
The
I'm a
Mantis Man is a gargantuan creature that is said to inhabit the Musconetcong River in the Hackettstown area of New Jersey. As its name implies, the Mantis Man resembles a mantis in appearance, with large eyes, wings, and folded arms with a dark green to brown coloration. But unlike a normal mantis, the Mantis Man is said to stand far larger than that of a man, around 7 to 8 feet tall, and was always spotted near or in a river, standing with a human-like posture.
That's a real photo.
The Mantis Man is also described as having a transparent type of skin, being able to phase in and out of visibility if need be. But as terrifying as the Mantis Man may appear and sound, the creature is rather skittish, typically fleeing when approached by people. The Mantis Man is a relatively new legend, with the earliest known reports originated from online blogs in the 2010s, with sightings occurring in the early 2000s, with our first encounters being said to take place in 2006.
I don't think it's real too.
A fisherman would go fly fishing
Mantis
near
Man is
the Stephen State
real.
Park when he would notice a huge mantis-looking figure standing in the river. The fisherman was startled, but what stood out to the man was that the mantis seemingly was just as shocked as he was, vanishing from the scene.
Shocked and
After
appalled.
this encounter, the fisherman would report this encounter to paranormal researcher Lon Strickler, who had made this encounter known in 2011. Sometime after this first encounter, another fisherman would be in the area.
Maybe he's a
when
mantis
he
trans,
too
yeah.
would come face to face with the mantis
Maybe
man,
it is. Who
noting that the creature was hard to focus on, as if it was blurred out in real time.
It's blurred.
Upon being noticed, the figure would flee off into the woods. These encounters would be covered in the 26th episode of Monsters and Mysteries in America, a series that investigates many cryptids and legends from across the country, looking into multiple legends in a single episode. Sometime after this
Right, how the
episode
fuck
would
do I get
air
up
in
there?
2015, there would be yet another sighting of the Mantis Man. A man would be driving home from the drugstore, and while looking down at the Muscatong River from atop a bridge, he would spot a tall humanoid figure in the water. But upon further examination, he could tell that whatever he saw, it was not a human, resembling an 8-foot-tall brown mantis with transparent
It's a brown
skin.
man.
At first, the man would be skeptical of the sighting,
brown
thinking of it just to be a mirage or perhaps a branch in the water or something. But upon telling this to his co-worker, he would be told of the story of the prior sightings and the legend of the Mantis Man in the Hackett's Town Forum. Now, the Mantis Man is quite the interesting entity when it comes to folklorish creatures, and the explanations as to what it could be are also quite out there.
What could it be?
So, in Cryptid Corner fashion, we just gotta look at the wackiest ones first. Many believe the Mantis Man to be some sort of alien, citing its bizarre appearance,
shit.
ability to seemingly cloak itself, and cautiousness around
an alien,
people as
dude.
key indicators that whatever it is, it may be
I got a thing.
extraterrestrial.
It's timed.
Such a large creature
I gotta
being
go back to the
able
hideout
to just
again.
vanish like that would probably require some advanced technology if it doesn't already possess
Level
the
it
best
up, dude.
camouflage ever. But if the
It's an
Mantis
alien.
Man was some
It's a
sort of
real alien,
like
you
a
bastard.
bizarre variant of Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy, then what is this creature
It's
doing
like Marvel,
skinny
dude.
dipping in a river in New Jersey? I mean, like, wouldn't it have other stuff to do? Some have also theorized that Mantis Man is some sort of scientific experiment gone wrong, mixing man and mantis genetics to create an imposing yet timid creature.
It's a hard man.
From there, it was either released with no expectation of survival, or, interestingly, escaped containment, where it forever hides from people scared that scientists will capture it. The science experiment gone wrong archetype of urban legend is a very interesting one to me, being inspired from comic books, horror stories, and some actual experiments
It's like
that
Marvel,
did go
just like you
wrong
said.
and that we could perhaps
the
cover
Mantis
in
Man
a
from Marvel or
video
some
in a
shit.
further date, maybe? But I doubt that the Mantis Man is some sort of science experiment gone wrong, as scientists successfully creating something like that at this moment, even if they had like insanely advanced technology in secret, is
It's real.
insanely impossible. And when it comes to finding a natural explanation as to what the Mantis Man could be, it leaves even more mysteries. For starters, this thing cannot be an actual mantis, who at largest can only reach sizes of about 18 inches in length, let alone 8 feet tall. This size would be impossible due to the mantis's breathing systems, which, like other insects, lacks lungs, instead relying on a network of tracheae that delivers oxygen throughout the body. This breathing system would require a ridiculous amount of oxygen for the mantis to even exist at this size. The only thing close to a bug that I could think of from a speculative biology standpoint could
Hey,
be
you
that this
don't
is some
even
sort
exist.
of crab that adapted
crab.
to life on land
It's crab
similar to that
people.
of the coconut crab, who can only breathe air and has to live on land
It's the
but
crab
requires
people,
moisture
dude.
to live. Perhaps a crustacean had evolved a similar body shape to a mantis and eventually achieved an absolute gargantuan size, sticking to the waters of New Jersey for moisture and for food, but evolving gills so that it can wander inland if need be. And yeah, you heard me right, gills, because coconut crabs have gills, lungs. A thought also crossed my mind that these sightings could have been of a wet owl standing on a tree out in the water or something. Like, I mean, given the weird eyes and maybe the limbs, you know, maybe the limbs could have just been its wings and it's like all like wet and stuff. Like, if you ever seen a wet owl, you know, they look weird as hell. If you've seen like an owl without their feathers, they look extremely weird. I don't know. Ultimately, I was just kind of thought of that, you know, because owls are weird as hell.
Owls are
Ultimately,
like
though, I don't
weird-looking
think the Mantis Man
birds.
is a real thing. It just seems so unlikely that such a large creature could live in
How
such a
about that,
populated
baby?
area undetected for such a long amount of time.
Hey,
If
stop
something
being
this
a
big
cock,
was out
it's
in the
real.
woods of New Jersey, I think people would know about this by now. people would go missing or enough people would come across this thing, you know, just going out fishing like the other fishermen did, that this thing would be found at some point.
Oh, I tried to get the bottle, but it didn't work.
The Mantis Man of New Jersey is a truly interesting legend to think about, and will certainly go down as a standout story in modern folklore and New Jersey folklore in general. An alien, a science experiment gone wrong, a Eurypterid, a water bug, a land bug, or a big-ass bird. It's all just really fascinating to think about. But in the end of the day, I don't think that such a creature exists in the waterways of our world. However, in the mythical land of New Jersey, a massive mantis is just another occurrence up there with all the ghosts and devils that inhabit the only state in the Union where you can't pump your own gas.
What? What's this communist bullshit? You can't pump your own gas?
Man of New Jersey.
Really?
This was a very interesting.
You can't pump your own
freaking
gas in New Jersey?
You know, I haven't really heard much about the Mantis Man.
Oh, come on!
I always just kind of knew it was a thing, but I haven't really looked into it until now, and it's a very interesting cryptid for sure. Like, nothing, like, I don't know, you wouldn't expect a big-ass mantis in New Jersey, but then again, there's just so many urban legends, cryptids, and stories in New Jersey that I'd like to cover at some point. You know,
that's the most shocking thing in this entire
video,
that you can't pump your own gas in New Jersey.
There's tons of ghost stories.
Was it the Soviet Union or something? What is people up to?
Outside of the Jersey Devil that I'd like to cover at some point. But what did you think about it? Do you really think that a mantis-like creature could be living out there? I personally don't think so. Did you like the coconut crab reference? I just kind of pulled that. Wow. I didn't even look into that. I just kind of remembered the Javafofi explanation. I was like, wait a minute, let me pull out the good old coconut crab. But again, what did you think about it? Make sure to comment down below. I always love reading the comments. You know, I always love the suggestions, just reading the comments. The jokes are funny all the time. But again, make sure to like if you like the video, subscribe if you like the content. If you want to be a real one, you could become a member and get videos a little bit early. And you could also be immortalized with all the high quality spinning food and the gelatinous beluga. But I'm gonna go ahead and go though. Make sure to definitely leave a suggestion down below. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
It's a big ass ruby, dude. What the hell?
This ruby is near flawless. I'll recommend to my superiors that we
Who's this person?
Take it to our buyer and complete the contract.
Very good. We got the ruby, let's frickin' go. I'm out. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Oh no. How far back do I have to go? All the way back to the beginning? Come on. Oh, this is not quite the beginning. Bloody bastard. Alright, let's deliver the frickin' ruby, dude. Alright, I'll play the next YouTube video after I deliver the ruby. How about that? I got a big belly, mate. Oh, come on! Ridiculous. Shaggy better than Treeful. That's false. That is just false. Alright, I'll play the video now. Play the video now, you bloody bastard.
But apparently, this is what's crazy. So Hassan,
crazy,
remember how he said he got questioned? It looks like they might be pulling the
A popular
tapes.
streamer with more than 2 million
Release the
followers says he was
Hassan
detained and questioned at O'Hare Airport for more than 2 hours.
This all happened as he was headed here to speak at the University of Chicago, and now federal workers are pushing back.
Yeah, that prominent Twitch streamer, Hassan Piker, he said that he was pulled over and questioned for hours right here at O'Hare Airport because of his political beliefs and his criticism of the current administration. We are asking for video of that incident, so it's
It had nothing to do with Hamas, though.
Bro.
An agent came out and took me into the interrogation room. They started asking me about crazy, like, do you like Donald Trump?
That's American-born Twitch streamer and left-wing political commentator Hassan Piker, recounting a 2-hour encounter with federal agents after he arrived in Chicago from a family vacation in Paris.
Everything I've done is fully protected under the First Amendment.
Well, isn't that, like, I don't even know why you would say this. Like, you didn't go to jail. You didn't get arrested. Doesn't the fact that you're sitting there right now prove that? They do it randomly at times? Well, here's the thing. Out of the last 5 times I've flown on an airplane, 2 or 3 times I've been randomly selected for additional, like, vetting. Am I getting racially profiled as, like, a drug dealer or something? I mean,
none of these questions are actually valid questions to ask.
A Homeland Security official acknowledged the incident, telling us, quote, "This is nothing but lying for likes." Claims that his political beliefs triggered the inspection are baseless. Our officers are following the law.
It's because he's an
not
Arab.
Agendas.
And this is from the Department of Homeland Security.
He's an
Let's
Arab,
see the
that's
tapes.
why it happened.
Straight up, like, I actually think
And
that
it
if you
should
make
happen.
this up, it will be worse than the debate.
Questions about what my opinions were on Donald Trump. I told him I don't like Donald Trump. After that, he asked me about my opinion on Israel and my opinion on what's going on in Gaza.
I mean, that's insane. I can't imagine having to answer questions like that.
Might want to start
How
damage
dare
control
you
earlier
answer a
versus
question
later. Would be
about
wild
Gaza.
if you
How
flat up
dare.
made some shit out. Yeah, can't wait. Oh my
where do we
god.
go?
We're gonna get to the truth of this.
Where'd he go? Where'd that stupid turtle go? What the frick? Where'd the dumbass turtle go? Bro, where the fuck did the turtle go? What is this? What, did I go the wrong way or something? What is going on here? Oh, what? What the fuck? The fucking turtle just disappeared. Oh, come on. This level is actually ridiculous. Can't fucking do nothing while these cunts are here. Get out the way! Get out the way, you bloody bastard! And just run past this nigga. Get out of here. Dude. What is this? That is nuts. I didn't even attack the fucking ruby. What? What the fuck was that? That was like 10 miles away from the fucking Ruby. Are you kidding me? This is actually insane. Alright, no throwing. We know that now. In this ridiculous game.
I must
Really?
say, the Cooper gang certainly lives up to its reputation. This is a true Indian treasure. We will honor the bargain and provide a cherry bomb 500 at the time the turtle requested.
That was it? Wow, just wow. Oh, come on! Mate, every character that's not Sly Raccoon in these games fucking sucks. Let me play as Sly, you bastard. I don't want to play as these other idiots. These fat bloody bastards. How the fuck do I get out of here? Let me out, you bastard! Let me out of here! Bro, how the fuck... Oh, there it is. Alright, we're out. Back to being Sly, how about that? We're back, baby. Alright, we're in. Oh, no, we're not in. How do we get down there? Alright, we're in. We're in, baby!
According to Rajan's blueprints, you're near the spice grinding facility. However, the passage is blocked by those laser fences.
Looks like they're using TNT to create these catacombs. Maybe I can borrow some to destroy the fences. You're the demolitions expert. How am I supposed to use that stuff?
Oh, it's simple. Just jump in, walk the barrel to
Simple,
your target,
dude.
jump out, and get clear of the blast radius. But be careful around floor lasers, Sly. The TNT barrels won't work on them.
Attention guards. Make sure all
Attention.
operational to protect the spice grinder.
the fuck does this work? How does this work? Oh, this way. We are in said 3-4 choir boy. That's false. Alright, we're in. What? Where did we go? This is a where do we go kind of game. Oh wow, just wow.
I'm within visual range of the spice grinder.
We're in.
Rajan won't come out of hiding while spice is still being manufactured. If we destroy the grinder, he'll be out of business and have no reason to stick around the temple.
Great. We do the world a favor and Rajan's forced out into the open.
Start by getting a hold of that TNT down there. It's worth mentioning that guards won't be able to detect you if you stay still while in the TNT barrel.
Nice. An explosive
There you go.
disguise.
Place the explosive near that grinding wheel, and it'll be blown to bits.
Alright. We're gonna blow the grinding wheel to bits. I just gotta go take a piss and I'll grab another beer out the fridge. How about that? I'll be back shortly. Alright, we're back. Let's continue with the mission, you bloody bastard. What was that? You're done. Oh, what? Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. He turned around at the last frickin' second. That's all the way back. Oh, come on. You've got to be kidding me. That's nuts. What the heck? That's legitimately insane. What were they thinking? Can't believe it. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. Get out of here, you bastards. Come on. There we go. About time. Alright, where do we go? Alright, where's the exploding barrels? There it is. These levels are ridiculous. What were the developers thinking when they made levels like this? Absolutely insane.
Make sure to get the TNT barrel into that basin filled with spice dust.
A silver pen, that's it? I expected a lot more than that. I expected $1 million. What is this? Sweet, I don't know what that did, but whatever. We're in. Alright, we gotta get the barrel in, dude. Alright, we gotta get the barrel all the way up there somehow. That's crazy. Alright, we're through! We're through, baby! Alright, we did it. Haters gonna hate. We frickin' did it. How about that, biatch? What? What do you mean I fucking did it? Oh, what? Do I have to do that again? How many times do we have to do this? I literally got it in there. What is this nonsense? That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. How many times has this got to happen? What? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? This level is actually like, what the fuck is going on here? I did what they told me to do. You've got to be kidding me. That's nuts. That is nuts. I can't believe it. This stream's boring. You're bloody boring, you bloody bastard. How about that? How about that, you frick? How about that, you frickin' bastard? Get out of here, you bloody bastard. This game is freaking crazy. Alright, where's the stupid barrel gone? Where'd the barrel go? There it is. Try it out again. So this is nonsense. Nothing but a bunch of nonsense. This is boring. You're saying boring, you bloody bastard. Chat is napping. Got him. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, fuck off. Alright, whatever. I'll just go up and kill these bloody bastards. Bloody bastard. Really?
Into that basin filled with spice dust.
Really? And gay. And the gay is you. You're the gay around here, buddy. Don't know where that guy came from, but he's dead. You're dead and done. Get in there, you bastard. Alright, we'll do it. We'll do it for real this time. First time's the charm. Let's go. This level is messed up. That's all I can say. Alright, we're nearly there. We did it! Reddit! Let's go!
It looks like spice production has fallen behind. Wait.
Spices, you're done. You ain't got no spice, you bastard. We won. How about that? You're done. Alright. Play this link. What could the link be?
Cueva, Los Angeles tragedy. On May 30th, 1999, Francis Reyes, an experienced National Cave Rescue Commission guide, led 17 people into Cueva, Los Angeles in Puerto Rico. Among them was Elba Vasquez Gonzalez. The group entered the cave shortly after noon, and the group followed a stream passage that initially seemed safe. As they went deeper, Reyes noticed the stream's flow got stronger. The group didn't know that heavy rain had fallen in faraway mountains, sending water rushing through the cave. Feeling danger, Reyes decided to take the group toward higher ground. As the water level started to rise, the gentle stream became a dangerous current and panic set in. He told everyone to climb a steep rocky slope leading to an upper passage. Reyes and Vasquez were last. As they approached the slope, Vasquez had trouble keeping her balance on the slick ground and fell. The current swept her downstream right away. Her head struck the cave wall and she lost consciousness. Reyes jumped into the dangerous water immediately. Fighting against the current, he reached Vasquez and grabbed her with one arm while bracing against rocks with the other. Struggling against the powerful flow, he made his way back to the slope with Vasquez still unconscious. When he reached the bottom of the slope, he was almost too tired to move. Using his last bit of strength, he lifted Vasquez up, and the group pulled her to safety on the dry ground above. As Reyes attempted to climb up himself, a huge wave surged through the passage. It struck him with tremendous force, breaking his grip on the rocks. Vasquez, now conscious, reached for him desperately. Their fingers briefly touched before the current pulled him beyond reach as he was swept away into the cave. The other guides led the group to a dry chamber higher in the cave, and they waited there together, making sense of what just happened while Vasquez sat apart from the group, crying. Rescuers arrived by dawn, but struggled with the high water levels. Hours later, they reached the trapped group and rescued them. Despite her injuries, Vasquez insisted on walking out without assistance. Vasquez was taken to the hospital where she was found to be in good condition, but unfortunately, Reyes's body was recovered downstream later that day. Roaring River Cave. On October 14th, 2022, a team of cave divers came to explore the underwater passages of Roaring River Cave in Missouri. This cave was challenging to dive, as its underwater passages went down steeply, requiring special diving skills and equipment. The team had specific jobs. 2 divers would go to the deepest parts of the cave. Eric Hahn, a 27-year-old diver, would work with another diver, which we'll call Marty, to place extra air tanks at 130 feet and 190 feet below the surface. These tanks would provide emergency air if needed. Hahn used a special breathing device called a rebreather. This equipment reuses breathing gas by removing carbon dioxide and adding oxygen as needed, allowing divers to stay underwater longer. At 11:12 a.m., Hahn entered the water and started following the guideline. As he went deeper, it got colder and darker, with only his dive lights showing the way. 12 minutes later, Hahn reached the 190-foot point. He briefly met with another diver who later said Hahn seemed fine with no signs of trouble. Just 1 minute later, though, something went wrong. Hahn suddenly crashed into his partner Marty and began swimming up quickly, which is dangerous at that depth. Marty knew this was an emergency and followed Hahn to help. Marty caught up when Hahn hit a rocky ceiling at 165 feet. Hahn was struggling with his breathing equipment. The situation got worse when Hahn pulled out his mouthpiece without closing it, letting water into his breathing system. These convulsions matched the signs of oxygen poisoning, which happens when a diver breathes too much oxygen at depth. Marty tried to hold Hahn while managing both the convulsing diver and the emergency mouthpiece, but they ended up sinking to the bottom at 204 feet. The water quickly became cloudy as their struggle stirred up silt from the cave floor, and eventually, it became too dangerous for Marty to continue the rescue. He couldn't see the guideline anymore. He was getting tired, and his own air supply was running low. Meanwhile, another diver had gone up to get help. Marty, forced to give up the rescue attempt, started going back up and met another team member during a safety stop. This diver tried to go down to help Hahn but faced the same problems: cloudy water, distance from the safety line, and dangerously high oxygen levels at that depth. Just 23 minutes after Hahn entered the water, another team member saw Marty coming back without Hahn. The surface manager stopped any more rescue attempts, telling all divers to complete their safety stops and exit safely. Rescue operations began at 4 p.m., almost 5 hours after Hahn entered the waters, when the Missouri Highway Patrol diving team arrived. They found Hahn's body at about 200 feet deep. When examined, Han's main mouthpiece was open and out of his mouth. His backup mouthpiece, instead, was in his mouth with a small air leak. His tank still had air, showing he didn't run out of breathing gas. Cave diving experts found that Han seems to have miscalculated how deep he could safely go with his breathing gases. His main gas didn't have enough helium for diving at those depths, making him more likely to get nitrogen narcosis. Besides, Han had also been manually adding too much oxygen to his system at 190 feet. Even small additions of oxygen can quickly reach dangerous levels at depth, possibly causing the oxygen poisoning that was noted. Doo-Doo Cave Tragedy. On February 9, 2019, two Italian divers, Carlo Basso and Carlo Barbieri, went to explore the famous El Doo-Doo cave system in the Dominican Republic. This underwater cave is known for its maze-like passages and beautiful scenery that attracts many divers. Neither Basso nor Barbieri had proper training for cave diving, as they only had regular open water diving experience. By 11:50 a.m., they had entered the water. At first, their dive went smoothly as they swam deeper into the cave. As they went further, though, the cave became darker and narrower. Then they made a critical mistake. They left the main guideline and entered a side passage. These side paths are more dangerous, which is why they're set apart from the main line. As they moved through this narrow space, they stirred up fine dirt from the cave floor. The clear water quickly turned dirty, and they couldn't see anything. Their lights only bounced off the floating dirt particles, making them useless. Things quickly got worse. They had lost the main guideline. Every move they made stirred up more dirt, making them even more confused. They couldn't even use hand signals to communicate because of how badly cloudy the water was. Each panicked breath used up their air supply faster. The situation became deadly when Basso's front air tank got tangled in the cave line. As he struggled to move, the line broke, cutting off their only reliable way back to the exit. They were now trapped in an unknown passage with no clear way out and running out of air. When the divers didn't return by mid-afternoon, people waiting on land became worried. The Dominican Republic's Speleological Society was called, and two skilled divers, Philip Lehman and Angel Comper, started searching. The rescuers soon found cloudy water, the first sign of trouble. Then, they discovered a broken guideline leading into a narrow, dirt-filled passage. The water was so cloudy, they had to feel their way through. After hours of searching, they had to turn back without finding the missing divers. The search continued the next day. On February 12th, 3 days after Basso and Barbieri entered the cave, rescuers found one of them. Carlo Barbieri's body was stuck in a narrow side passage, in a spot so tight that even the rescue divers had trouble reaching him. His gear was working fine, which means he likely ran out of air or drowned. The rescuers couldn't get his body out because the passage was too narrow and decided to leave the body there. By February 21st, after searching for nearly 2 weeks, the local team stopped looking. The risks were too great, and there was little hope of finding Basso alive. Two American divers, Ed Sorensen and Mike Young, experts in cave rescue, were called to help. After getting permission from worried local officials, Sorensen and Young had 8 days to complete their mission. Using special equipment, including a harness for tight spaces and a 4-point anchor system, they carefully moved into the narrow passage where Barbieri was found. Then, they discovered Basso's body the next day, stuck in a narrow passage beyond where they found Barbieri. Both bodies were eventually retrieved. Deep Holder Sink 2. On May 11, 1990, in Hernando County, Florida, 25-year-old Michael Spears and his diving partner Daniel, age 34, prepared to dive into Deep Holder Sink 2, one of Florida's most dangerous underwater cave systems. Michael had earned his cave diving certification just 5 months earlier, even though he had completed 75 cave dives. Daniel, however, had over 10 years of experience. Unfortunately, recent rains had reduced visibility, but this didn't stop them. After checking their gear, they entered the water. They carefully moved through the narrow entrance into the main cave. By the time they reached the junction room, the water had become very cloudy. They could barely see a few feet ahead with their lights. They relied on the guideline, a thin rope that helps divers find their way in caves. When they reached the upper circuit line, the water cleared slightly. They adjusted their gear, gave each other okay hand signals, and began going deeper into the cave system. As they went past 200 feet deep, breathing became harder. The compressed air felt heavier in their lungs. At this depth, divers can get nitrogen narcosis, which is like being drunk underwater as it slows thinking and reactions. Halfway through their dive, Daniel noticed something wrong. Michael had drifted below the guideline. At first, it was just a few feet, but then he went down faster, as if being pulled. His movements became weird. They were already near 250 feet deep, approaching the same junction room as before, where they would have to go back through the muddy water. When they reached the junction room once again, visibility dropped to 0. Michael reached for the guideline twice and missed. Panic set in. Disoriented, he turned the wrong way, back into the cave instead of toward the exit. Daniel lost sight of him immediately. Michael was fighting for his life. He saw what he thought was a guideline and followed it, unknowingly swimming deeper into an isolated chamber called the downstream ballroom. The increasing depth made breathing harder as carbon dioxide built up in his blood. His vision darkened at the edges, and it was becoming clear that it was the beginning of a depth-induced blackout. When his buoyancy failed, he sank and lost consciousness before reaching the bottom. Meanwhile, Daniel completed his required safety stops to prevent decompression sickness, a process needed to let nitrogen safely exit the body. At his 30-foot stop, Daniel looked around for Michael but couldn't see him. By the time he reached the surface, other divers had arrived. They went back into the cave, following the guideline to the junction room, but couldn't find Michael. The next morning, a team of skilled cave divers began the rescue operation. They carefully followed the guideline to the junction room and into the lower circuit, moving slowly to avoid stirring up more sediment. After hours of searching, at 241 feet deep, they found Michael lying face down. His regulator remained in his mouth and his mask in place, signs he had blacked out before realizing he was in danger. His oxygen tank was still half full. The search took 7 hours. The rescue team secured his body and brought him to the surface. Experts concluded that nitrogen narcosis and depth-induced blackout, worsened by carbon dioxide buildup, had caused Michael's death. Weeki Wachee Springs tragedy. On March 31st, 2012, at Weeki Wachee Springs, Florida, 29-year-old experienced diver Marcin Kay was working with the Karst underwater research team to explore and map the underwater caves in the park. After checking their diving equipment, Kay and his team entered the water and started following the guideline. The team moved together in the dark water, studying the cave at depths over 100 feet. They kept a steady pace to avoid getting too much nitrogen in their blood. After finishing their work and starting to come back up, Kay stayed close to the guideline, but around 4:30 p.m., something changed. As they got near the cave exit, Kay suddenly swam away from the guideline. He went up into a tight crack in the rock, a space so narrow that divers with tanks on their sides would have trouble fitting through. His movements became quick and weird. The other divers noticed and tried to signal him with their lights, flashing them to tell him to stop. Since that didn't work, they tried tapping him, but Kay didn't respond normally. He pushed farther into the narrow crack, twisting his body to get through. Safety divers nearby couldn't do anything as Kay squeezed himself deeper into the tight space. After 5 minutes, they saw his breathing regulator wasn't in his mouth anymore. The team immediately called for help, but the narrow crack made it very hard to reach Kay. When a rescue diver finally reached him, it was too late. He wasn't responding, even though his tanks still had plenty of air and his equipment was working fine. He had passed out and drowned in the tight space where he was stuck. Kay's body was brought to the surface just before 5 p.m. After the accident, the Karst team explained that Kay didn't deliberately leave the guideline and swim into the crack. They explained he had an air bubble in the blood vessels of his brain, a condition caused by coming up too quickly, which can make a diver confused and unable to think clearly. Paradise Springs tragedy. On September 22nd, 1996, at Paradise Springs, Florida, 2 friends, Jake Miller and Lisa Carter, went diving in an underwater cave. Both knew how to dive in open water, but had no training for cave diving specifically. And to make things worse, they didn't bring a safety line to find their way back. They entered the cave and descended 60 feet when they turned on their flashlights to see as they headed towards the passages. Jake went first, with Lisa following. As they went deeper, the passage got narrower. At 148 feet, they had gone deeper than they planned, but they kept going. Suddenly, Jake kicked up dirt from the cave floor by accident, clouding the water, and within seconds, they couldn't see anything. Lisa tried to grab Jake but couldn't find him in the cloudy water. Jake, lost and unable to see, started to panic. He breathed faster, using up his air quickly. While feeling around for a way out, his hand found a narrow crack in the rock. He tried to squeeze through it, but his air tank and straps got stuck in the tight space. He couldn't move, couldn't see, and was completely lost in the dark. Meanwhile, Lisa felt movement in the water. She thought the cave might be falling in, so she quickly decided to swim back to the surface. After reaching safety, she called for help right away. Back in the cave, Jake was struggling to stay alive. His chest was pushed against the rock, his shoulders stuck in the crack. With his air running low, he desperately worked to take off his straps and, eventually, got free from his tank. He was no longer stuck, but now had no air supply and no light in the dark, cloudy water. Jake pushed away from the rock and tried to swim up to reach the surface. Rescue divers came within an hour. They went into the cave and searched through the cloudy water. They found that the cave had not collapsed as first reported. They found Jake's body in the crack, but he wasn't stuck anymore. Investigators realized that after freeing himself by taking off his tank and straps, Jake tried to swim to the surface. As he went up, the air in his lungs expanded and likely caused a bubble in his blood, making him pass out before he could reach safety. His body was found floating in the water at 144 feet deep. Lisa survived and later admitted they hadn't taken the risks seriously enough. If you liked this video, subscribe for similar ones or join my Discord to suggest another.
Like and subscribe, you bastard. do I go? That's false, Chauncey. That's false. That's not true, you bloody bastard. Always playing Yiffy games. Mate, I always play games that are good. I only play good games, and everyone just gets mad at me about it. It is what it is. Can I help it that all the freaking good games in the PS2 era were made by furries? I can't help it, dude. They're all just too good. You can't be helped, dude. Three-four is a she bastard. Hey, stop doxing me! Doxed again. Doxed again, but what can you do? Oh, what the hell? What?! 3-4 kills animals that are invasive to New Zealand. Yeah. Yeah, I do. How about that? What, are you gonna get mad about it, buddy? It's funny to kill invasive animals. That's a fact. I'm calling ice. What?! I got killed by a frickin' snake. Do you see it? Macy's an illegal immigrant. It's not true. Macy's based. Macy's not an illegal. She's a legal immigrant. The only illegal immigrant is you bloody Mexican bloody bastard. You Mexi frick. Macy's adopted by 3-4 and a citizen now. Yeah. That's a fact. It's a true fact, you bloody bastard. The fuck do we go? Where do we go? Game's already as confusing as fuck. Hello, good sir. Play your link. Yeah, I can play your link. Where is it?
A single Walmart store is such a large commercial operation that it statistically changes the local economy around it, with an influence that can be felt at a range of up to 50 miles. It's a business that only works because of devotion to efficiency, massive economies of scale, and a willingness to operate right on the edge of financial viability. If a process can be improved, it must be improved. If sales can be optimized, they must be optimized, and if costs can be cut, well, they must be cut. everyday low prices goes for more than just the products that line their shelves. Which is probably why it's raising so many eyebrows that the company is now paying its store managers as much as $620,000 a year.
Well, many people get jobs at Walmart to make some quick money, but the company wants you to know you can make real money there too. The largest private employer reveals store managers earn an average salary of $175,000 a year.
More people at Walmart get food stamps, rental assistance, Medicaid, and Medicare than work at any other corporation in America. A lot of them have 2, maybe 3 jobs.
John, we talked yesterday about the fact that a superstore manager now at Walmart can earn over $400,000 a year. That's stock.
Many economists consider Walmart to be the most powerful private economic institution in the world. Within America, it has so much control over prices, employment, and business activity that it arguably rivals a lot of government agencies. But to what end this power serves is a little bit more questionable. By revenue, Walmart is the single largest company in the world. In 2024, it made $637 billion in sales, which is almost double that of Apple, who only made $395 billion in sales. Yet despite bringing in more than $250 billion a year more than Apple, Walmart is only a fifth as valuable. The reason for this discrepancy is down to a general investor preference for technology companies, but more importantly, because Walmart basically keeps nothing of what it makes. Apple makes a lot more money selling their own computers, phones, and services than Walmart does on fast-moving consumer goods that are primarily supplied by other businesses. Walmart has built its entire brand on everyday low prices, an unspoken agreement with consumers that it's basically impossible to find lower prices anywhere else, so don't even bother looking. It's a compelling market strategy that's clearly worked, but to keep costs so competitive, the entire Walmart empire runs on razor-thin margins. Most of their sales go back to paying for the items that fill their shelves. Despite its immense size and the pressure it can put on suppliers to give it the best deals on bulk purchases, the company on average only makes a 20% markup on the goods it sells, but the outgoings don't stop there. From that 20% cut of sales, the company has to maintain their stores and warehouses, fuel their trucks, pay their insurance, maintain their website, run advertising campaigns, and above all else, pay their millions of staff members. After that, from initial sales of more than $640 billion, the company only ends up with a net profit margin of around 3%. Now, according to my rigorous calculations, 3% of $640 billion is still a shitload of money. But even the slightest disruptions to their business could wipe out that margin in an instant. Now, it could be argued that this is a win for consumers. Over the decades, the cost-cutting and razor-thin margins that Walmart operates on have had a noticeable deflationary impact on consumer prices, but that's not without some serious trade-offs. In certain communities, Walmart controls as much as 95% of the grocery market, and that didn't happen by accident. As far back as 2006, a new Walmart store opening on the outskirts of Chicago caught the attention of a few local economists.
Gary loves cats.
In the months
he
before
got
the
his
store
first.
opened, the team conducting the research counted a total of 306 businesses in the surrounding areas. 2 years later, 82 of those businesses had closed, and a very interesting pattern emerged. Somewhat like a bomb going off, the new Walmart store had a blast radius of business destruction. Stores less than a mile away closing at a rate of 35 to 60%, and the further away they were, the more likely they were to survive. Follow-up studies found that in locations more remote than the outskirts of Chicago, the economic blast radius could be as large as 50 miles or 80 kilometers in every direction. Since these reports, the economic impact of a new Walmart opening has become so well documented that local economists and city planners have named it the Walmart effect. Now, despite the name, this effect can be seen with other megastores in other countries as well, but nobody truly rivals the sheer scale of Walmart's retail dominance in the USA. It must be noted, however, that the company itself have argued that this is not all bad. In multiple studies that they themselves have funded, they point out that their stores attract local development, and while some local businesses may close, other businesses that support their chain will open, so local economic activity remains the same or actually improves. Now, of course, they would say that. Realistically, any research that they paid for, which said the contrary, would be buried alongside the recipe for Coca-Cola and the Epstein list, which will be released any day now, I'm sure. But what it really all comes down to for most people is good paying jobs. If a local Walmart can provide more jobs to local residents than the businesses it replaces, then it's going to be much easier to get the necessary approvals to build a store. After all, for better or worse, we live in a free market economy where the most competitive businesses should win. And here, Walmart has a lot of negotiating power. It's the largest private employer in the world, falling only behind the Indian Ministry of Defense, the American Department of Defense, and China's People's Liberation Army. The reason that salaries are such a large expense for the company is not only because it employs so many people, but also because it pays a lot of them surprisingly well. Now, normally working at Walmart is synonymous with low pay and benefits. The company has continuously raised controversies by paying their floor staff so poorly that they were reliant on government assistance to make ends meet. And minimum wage laws are a lot like minimum age laws. You know the bad actors would go lower if they were allowed to. Perhaps this is to be expected from a company with such an obsession with cutting down on expenses wherever possible, but it makes it all the more confusing that just a few rungs up the management ladder, the pay goes from below the poverty line to putting people into the 1%. In a release to the Wall Street Journal earlier this year, the company announced a new pay structure for store managers that would see their salaries starting at $128,000 a year, with increases based on experience and bonuses that could more than double the base pay depending on performance. The real headline grabber, though, was market managers, which under the company's new pay structure could earn as much as $620,000 a year. For any professional, this is a lot of money. And for someone who's basically the Michael Scott of Walmart stores, it seems almost hard to justify when the bulk of the staff they'll be overseeing will earn less than a tenth of that, all in the name of cutting costs wherever possible.
That's ridiculous.
But the reality is that these incomes have been decided by simple, practical economics. How much someone gets paid is simply a function of how much money they can make the business, and how hard they are to replace. If someone doesn't make or save the business that much money, then no matter how hard they are to replace, they can't justify that much pay, unless the business they work for is effectively operating as a charity. Likewise, if someone making a business billions of dollars, but basically anyone could do their job, then they're easy to replace and they don't have that much negotiating power over their income. But if an employee both makes the business a lot of money and is hard to replace, the opportunity to earn a lot of money is practically limitless. So what is it that makes Walmart managers so special? Well, on the making money side, a Walmart manager is a far cry from most retail managers. The reason Walmart stores have such a huge impact on local economies is because each individual location is a simply massive business in its own right. The average store brings in $130 million a year and employs 300 staff in various roles. If just one of these locations was counted as its own business, it would be a medium-sized enterprise, where the chief executive would probably make a lot more than even the rather generous salary of a Walmart store manager. The headline-grabbing market managers on average oversee 11 stores that are often spread out across state lines. That means they're effectively overseeing a business operation employing roughly 3,000 staff and $1.5 billion in annual revenue. Assuming that they're all completely average locations, these 11 stores are roughly equivalent to the global operations of Krispy Kreme donuts. And according to public company records, their CEO made $10.2 million in cash and bonuses last year. So suddenly that $620,000 a year doesn't sound so crazy by comparison. These managers also only get that bonus by maximizing the profits of their locations. So not only do they need to maximize their store's sales, they also need to further the company's mission of cutting costs wherever possible. This makes the person doing that job very unpopular with the people they work with every day. But it does mean that they can tick the box of making the company a lot of money. But what about being easy to replace? Surely there's a long line of Walmart employees that would kill for the opportunity to work in such a lucrative role, right? Well, not exactly. Managing these locations, by all reports, is extremely demanding. and the company specifically looks for people willing to travel constantly between locations and put in extremely long weeks. The roles are rarely advertised externally because the company tries to promote existing store managers into these roles, which sounds like a good opportunity, but the jobs go to staff that demonstrate outstanding performance in their current location, and there's no guarantee these jobs won't require a successful applicant to move to a completely different corner of the USA. Even still, there is a reason they do this, and it's the same reason why they've gone on a press tour to talk about how much they're paying their middle managers. Most jobs at Walmart kinda suck, and the company employs so many people that a significant portion of the American workforce has been employed by them at some point in their career. With an aging population and declining labor force participation, finding people that want to work at Walmart is getting harder and harder every year, and the people who do join are on average less loyal to their employers, so if they get a better job offer, they're going to take it. This means that the company spends a significant amount of money on constantly hiring and training new staff. As far back as 2006, a publication from the Harvard Business Review dubbed this the high costs of low wages. The best way to cut these costs is to improve staff retention, and the best way to improve retention is to promote the life-changing salaries that workers can earn if they go above and beyond for the company. In business, this is often called the halo effect, and for the company, it's more effective than just paying and treating employees better, because eventually they get used to that. There are plenty of bad workers making lots of money, but someone chasing a job is going to put up with a lot more. This strategy works outside of the company as well. The reality is that a new Walmart location has a downward impact on wages in the local area, because if they force out local business, they become the only place for people to get an entry-level job. And when they're the only place giving out jobs, they don't have as much of an incentive to offer better pay and benefits. Economists call this a monopsony, which is like the opposite side of the monopoly coin. Instead of being the only business selling a product, they're the only business buying a product. This monopsony power not only lets them negotiate the best deals with their suppliers, it also means that they get the best deals from their employees. A 10-year study into new Walmart locations found after centers opened, local wages dropped by an average of 6% in surrounding communities. Poverty also increases by 8% compared to communities with no local Walmart. The company again commissioned their own studies to try and refute these findings, but the best that they could come up with was that the lower prices offered in their stores helped to offset the lower incomes households would be receiving. Not exactly encouraging. The wages of those store managers and regional managers might be competitive, but they also work as a cost-effective marketing tool for the company to point to as an example of the great jobs they can create. A big salary number gets a lot more attention from the general public than an econometric study conducted over decades. They know that talking about these figures will get them the right kind of attention. Kind of exactly like what I did with the title of this video. Subscribe.
Like and subscribe, my friends. Like and subscribe.
Although statistically improbable, I had to face the fact.
Huge bitch, yeah.
Leela had betrayed us.
Betrayal!
My teammates were captured, and I was all alone. While intellectually inferior, Sly and Murray had always been a rich source of sociological interest. The long walk out of the jungle gave me time to reflect. And with each passing step, my sense of isolation grew. Shockingly, my comrade's absence had a profound emotional effect on me. This was it. This was the true test of friendship.
It's the test, buddy.
Upon reaching the van, my resolve was hardened. I had to save my friends. But first things first, I had to learn how to drive a stick shift.
That's hard, buddy. Can you drive stick, bud? Can you drive stick? There you go. There you go. Ada bastard. Alright. That's probably it for the Sly Raccoon stream. Gowdy can't. It's true. Alright, I'll play this video. I'll end it. I'll end this. We'll use this and we're gonna end this stream, you bastard.
They tell me there's words that I can't say. All their stupid rules are fucking gay. They want me to think the N-word is wrong, but I'm not gonna play along. Nigga, I feel like saying nigga today. Oh yeah, I feel like saying nigga tonight. Alright, when I'm with my son sitting in the park, I say nigga with a heart. Oh fuck yeah.
Let's go!
Don't care if you get your feelings hurt.
Like the stream if you say nigga with the heart R. How about that?
I'm just trying to watch my son play tag. Now please step away from my bag. Nigga, I feel like saying nigga today. Oh yeah.
Let's go!
Nigga tonight. But when I'm with my son sitting in the park, I say nigga with a hard R. Oh fuck yeah.
Like this stream if you say nigga with the heart R. Let's go! Like and subscribe, bitch! Like and subscribe, nigga! Let's go!
I yell the N-word every time I get robbed. Don't blame me, that's what they like to be called. I'm not a hater, I just love free speech. Now please keep your kid on a leash. Nigga, I feel like saying nigga today. Oh yeah, I feel like saying nigga tonight. Alright, when I'm with my son sitting in
It's an ocean of likes. A tsunami, let's go! A tsunami of likes, let's frickin' go! Let's play the original. Play the original, you bloody bastard.
They tell me there's words that I can't say. All their stupid rules are fucking gay.
That's true.
I'm listening to my favorite rap song, and I just wanna sing along. Nigga, I feel like saying nigga today. Oh yeah, I
Feel like saying nigga tonight.
when I'm by myself driving in my car, I say nigga with a hard R. Oh, fuck yeah. I don't care if you get your feelings hurt. Your reaction to the word is worse. I'm just trying to celebrate black art. Now please step away from my car, nigga.
Hard man, ah, let's go!
I feel like saying nigga tonight. But when I'm by myself driving in my car, I say nigga with a hard R. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Disaster. Oh no, where's the hard R gone? Oh no, gotta get it back. Get it back.
I don't care if you get your
Roger,
feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Your reaction
Glad
to
about
the
it.
word is worse.
I'm glad, not mad. How about that, baby?
Now please step away
'Cause I say nigga with the hard R. How about that, baby?
Today, I feel like saying nigga tonight. But when I'm by myself driving in my car, I say
nigga with the hard R. Do you say nigga with the hard R, chat? Do you say that, baby?
I sing the N-word every time I hear it. Don't blame me, I didn't write the lyrics. I'm not a hater, I just love rap songs. Please just let me sing along, nigga. I feel like saying nigga.